Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray DVD out and about video today, and this week sees Bob's Burgers back open for business in, well, the Bob's Burgers movie, hitting store shelves, along with some 25th anniversary edition steelbook love for Men in Black and Good Burger. And Arrow Video is releasing a Blu-ray edition of the 1989 horror film Hail High, plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and yeah, it may look a little empty. I mean, this is Walmart. What are you really expecting, man? However, shocker of lifetime, they actually have some new release love. Shit, man. 2 weeks in a row of new release goodness. Are they catching a fever? I highly doubt it, but if they are, man, I hope it's infectious. I hope it is indeed. Let's dive into the new release love with the Bob's Burgers movie. The Blu-ray digital for $24.96, the DVD for $19.96, and I love this. I just love, again, the different artwork, man. Whether you get the DVD or you get the Blu-ray, you're still getting unique artwork regardless, and that is so cool to me. It really is, man. And for fans of the Bob's Burgers series, it's just a fun little thing for them as well to sort of cherish as a fan, no matter what edition they really get. That's really cool, man. So I really dig that type of stuff, man. That is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome indeed, man. But let's dive into a little Bob's Burgers love, shall we? Because I watched it on Hulu with my girlfriend, all right? I actually asked her, I said, hey, would you be interested in watching the Bob's Burgers movie by any chance? And she's like, yeah, I've been kind of thinking about watching it. And so, yeah, we both dived into it. And I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to lay it on the line right now. Before I watched this movie, I had never seen a single episode of Bob's Burgers, all right? I seriously have not. I've told you guys before that as I got older in my adult years, I sort of got away from animation. Not only movie-wise, but also on TV. Sometimes I ended up going back a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I pretty much stayed away. And yet, at the same time, I kind of knew about Bob's Burgers because I had seen so many posts on social media, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. I had seen a ton of people talking about it. Also, literally every Halloween, and I'm dead serious about this, somebody dresses up as one of the characters from Bob's Burgers. Usually I'm seeing Tina more than anything else, man. And so I'm always like, dude, this is really in the pop culture zeitgeist. Even though I've never seen it, I kind of feel like I have seen it because I just see it all over the place at times. So you kind of get used to it. And even my girlfriend, like, she's seen some episodes more than I have. But, I mean, she's not really a hardcore fan either. She's just an occasional, hey, I've seen an episode here, seen an episode there. So I'm literally walking into this movie kind of a novice, in all honesty. I mean, to be fair, I was definitely intrigued to watch it, but I'm just walking in as just a regular moviegoer that knows nothing about the Bob's Burgers movie. So I don't know whether that exactly benefited me or not, but ready or not, here I come, baby. So, oh man, basically it is about the Bob's Burger store, and there's like this major sinkhole that ends up going right in front of the store. They've already got money problems anyway. They can't get an extension on their loan. There's a dead body in the sinkhole. They're dealing with money issues. On top of that, the kids are trying to solve a mysterious murder that may or may not help the restaurant out. So it's a bunch of storylines that will eventually come together in one hilarious adventure. And I'm going to be real with you guys right off the bat. It was a fun movie for the most part. I enjoyed what I was watching. I thought the animation was really well done. Not exactly the most mind-blowing animation you've ever seen in your life, but pretty much upgrading from what the TV show is and maybe enhancing it a wee bit. I thought the characters were very quirky and likable and charming and very weird. And for the most part, I sat there taking it all in, enjoying some of the humor, thinking it was pretty fun at points, and I had a laugh or two, alright? Even my girlfriend did, alright? We chuckled here and there, right? But honestly, I didn't really love it. You know what I mean? I liked it, but I didn't love the damn thing. Maybe if I was a bigger fan of the show, I think I'd get a lot more out of this movie. I think if you are a super fan of the Bob's Burgers franchise, I think you're really gonna love this movie. This is for you. This is for the fans. For a casual moviegoer, I don't know if this would be a lot of people's jam. I really don't know if it honestly would, because yes, I did chuckle at moments, there were some good laughs, but there was also a lot of moments where a lot of the jokes just didn't really hit me. I just kind of sat there like, this is really, really dry humor. And I like dry humor, man. I mean, some of the stuff from The Office that can be really dry, I thought was fucking hilarious, man. But with this movie, yeah, I didn't really get it the way that some people might. I guess if you are a super fan, if you know all the jokes and the humor from the previous series and the episodes, then maybe this movie would really hit for you and you're fucking laughing your ass off. But I just kind of came across as saying, yeah, it was fun for what it was, but it's not the most hilarious movie I've ever seen. Sometimes the comedy hit and sometimes it flat out fell on its face, and sometimes it's sort of too stupid for its own good. But then again, I guess that's animation for you and these type of TV shows. So it felt kind of, in a way, as my girlfriend described it, it's just a bigger TV episode. And that's all it is. I mean, basically, you could have cut this down into 2 parts and made it a 2-part TV episode, and I don't think anyone would be complaining, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, it's not bad. I enjoyed it for the most part. I had fun with it, but it doesn't really make me want to dive into the Bob's Burgers series. I mean, I watched actually a few episodes after watching the movie, and it was good. Wasn't exactly my thing 110%, but I thought it was alright. I don't know. I mean, there's certain types of movies out there that really make you want to dive into the TV series, and this one didn't really do it for me. Like I said, if you are a huge fan of this, I mean a lover of Bob's Burgers, this movie is for you. But if you're the casual moviegoer that's walking in and thinking it looks kind of cool and quirky, you might get a chuckle or two, but not much else. I mean, I like the characters. I can see why they're beloved and why people would love them, especially somebody like Tina, for Christ's sake. Oh my god, that chick, dude. I mean, they've all got their little quirks that I appreciate, but at the end of the day, I don't know, I wasn't incredibly as impressed as maybe I ought to have been. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, like I said, good, but not exactly great. Yeah, sorry guys. I mean, if you love it, I can see why, but for just a regular average moviegoer, yeah, I've seen better. Not terrible, but not exactly great either. Definitely for the hardcore fans out there, and hardcore fans, believe you me, will definitely appreciate it. Just not exactly entirely my jam. But are you really honestly all that surprised? I mean, just saying, man. I've seen better, I've seen worse. Bob's Burgers is definitely unique. I'll give it that much, man. The world is. And if you love this world, you're definitely gonna dig this goddamn thing. That is for damn sure, man. Quirkiness, weirdness, bizarreness, hilarity, and all. It's definitely for the fan. That's for damn sure. It is indeed, man. Well, hey, they've got one thing we're showing off. Can't say they have a hell of a lot else, but maybe there's more? And indeed, there is some indie love. Now I realize that you gotta kind of look on the side of these goddamn displays now, because you never know where the physical media will come from. From the front to the side. Let me tell you something, man. Surprises around every corner. Even more Bruce Willis, straight to DVD goodness. Is that what they're calling it these days? with Vendetta, the DVD for $12.96. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, more of that Bruce Willis awesomeness. I know you guys just love it every single goddamn fucking time, don't you? Oh, and he's not alone either, because, you know, he's got to call up a few friends like Theo Rossi, Thomas Jane, Mike Tyson. Yeah, when he goes all out, Willis definitely does. And he's bringing everybody down with him. Oh, son of a bitch, man. I just wonder what the conversation was like, right? Like, he calls up Thomas Jane, he's like, hey, what are you doing? And Thomas Jane is like, well, honestly, yeah, I'm kind of pissing away my last check that I got from, you know, that last really shitty straight-to-DVD flick that I did. And Mike Tyson is like, well, actually, I'm kind of waiting for another phone call from those Hangover boys. They still haven't called, man. They gotta be making another one, right? And Bruce Willis is like, dude, I think they're done with him. Shit. Oh, man. Boy, do I got an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, they needed the money. God damn, man. Shit. Hope they didn't need the money this bad. Apparently my ass is wrong. Ah, son of a bitch. Good God, man. Alright, to be fair, man, this movie is not exactly the most terrible thing I've ever seen. As far as, like, straight-to-DVD Bruce Willis flicks, it ain't terrible. It's not exactly great, but it ain't the worst of the bunch. And considering the shit I've seen, that's high praise. Alright, it really is. I mean, basically, it's about this guy that this mob ends up killing his daughter and his wife, and almost tries to kill him, and almost succeeds, but he survives, and then he's basically now out for revenge. Revenga. And he will do anything and everything to get back at these motherfuckers. Payback, baby. It's a bitch. A stone cold bitch, and they're about to find out in a bad way. Straight to DVD style. Yeah, that's what it is, man. I mean, I like the premise of the movie, and I like the idea of this guy really going out for vengeance. It's nothing new. I mean, we've seen this shit a time or two so many times out there in movie history, man. It's not like this shit's reinventing the wheel. And if you thought it was, man, you are sadly mistaken. It wasn't going to be doing that at all, man. Not even goddamn close. And there are moments that I really do like it. The revenge aspect is pretty good. Some of the kills are not bad at the end of the day. It's got some good dramatic moments from time to time. It's not bad, actually. There are moments that I thoroughly really did enjoy this. But did they outweigh the moments that I didn't? Yeah, not even close. Oh, not even close indeed, man. I mean, look, the main lead here, yeah, this guy, I mean, I like his story, but this dude's acting, man, he is a goddamn wet blanket. I mean, he has got one emotion, and it's like almost on the verge of crying, even when he's mad and angry, and he's got that sort of vengeance look to him. All it is like you think he's gonna, like, 5 minutes cry tears. Like just waterworks coming down like a motherfucker. And you're like, dude, are you supposed to be happy, sad, angry, you know, resting bitch face? I mean, it's all the same look. Like, what the fuck, man? I mean, he's okay, but he doesn't exactly light the world on fire. But then again, nobody really does. I mean, Theo Rossi here is basically doing his best, like, little smarmy evil, I'm a bad guy, and I like killing people, and I'm psychotic. I mean, my God, man. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't twirl his fucking mustache. Goodness gracious, dude. My God, man. He's like Psycho from the moment go, dude. That's the only actually speed he's got, man. Damn, dude. I mean, Thomas Jane has some really fun moments. He knows what this thing is, and he's just having fun with it. He's basically just there to basically show off his chest hair and maybe like pose with a gun. Okay, sure, why the fuck not? Why the hell not, man? Hey, as long as it's getting paid, what the fuck, dude? I mean, Bruce Willis here, to be fair, Bruce Willis is only here for the paycheck, dude. I mean, I know you're really surprised. I don't really blame the guy, all things considered, with the whole aphasia diagnosis that he has. He's just trying to make some money out the door, and that's it. I do like certain moments that he's in within the flick, playing this big mob drug lord bad guy, but he's so like mundane in the role. He's kind of like, yeah, I want revenge for my son. They killed him. Get the bastard. I'm like, are you trying to do like a Marlon Brando Godfather thing, or do you not give a shit? I just want to know, dude. I mean, either way, I'm glad you got paid, but yeah, I don't do. Put some heart into it, please. Just a little bit. I'm not asking for much anymore, Willis. Just a wee bit, damn it, please. For me, will ya? Next time. God, I know I'm asking too much, dude. I really am. And as far as Tyson is concerned, god damn, man, why is Tyson in this thing? I mean, seriously, I mean, maybe in a total, Bruce Willis is here for maybe 10, 15 minutes, give or take. Thomas Jane is here for possibly 10 minutes, all things considered. But Mike Tyson, man, Mike Tyson isn't even in this thing for 10 minutes. I mean, he's on the front cover of the flick. I mean, he's not even in it for 5. If he was in it for maybe 3 to 4, I'd probably say it's closer to that, man. I mean, you're on the front cover. You're thinking, Mike motherfucking Tyson, man. Oh, this is going to be badass, dude. And he just plays this guy that steals illegal cars and basically sells guns to people. And he gets killed really easily in the fucking film. And there's like a shootout at the end of the film, and they're like, bah, 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 and he's like trying to, fight somebody, and he gets popped in the head like really fast. I'm like, dude, why are they even giving this guy a gun? He literally bit a part of Evander Holyfield's ear off, man. Just literally just use his teeth as a weapon. I mean, come on, man. God, I mean, I'd cast him in the next like cannibal zombie movie, dude. I mean, he'd be more believable than he is in this shit. Goodness gracious, dude, what the fuck? I mean, goddamn, man. I mean, even the action is really terrible here because they don't have the budget for this shit. They don't have the budget at all, man. I mean, they're trying to shoot it really up close so you don't really see anything. It's like, yeah, I know they're kind of shooting the gun a little bit. It looks like they're kind of shooting the car. Yeah, I think it's exciting. They just got no money for this shit, man. And they're just hiding the fact that this is just cheap as fuck, dude. They're swerving the car a little bit. They're showing close above the gun, and that's it. I mean, even when the big shootout happens in the warehouse, like, dude, you barely see anything, man. It's quick, flash, bang, and that's it, dude. I mean, the action is pitiful here. The revenge story is fine, but again, it's nothing new. And the main good guy here is pretty much milquetoast. And hell, even Bruce Willis is milquetoast here. I mean, Theo Rossi is trying, but he's like overdoing it because Bruce Willis isn't doing much anyways. So it's like they're either underdoing it or overdoing it, and nobody's doing it right. And I just keep asking myself, why the fuck is Mike Tyson here, and why didn't he bite somebody's ear? Like, what the fuck, man? So many missed opportunities in this motherfucker. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not exactly good either. It's not the worst I've ever seen from Willis's straight-to-DVD filmography, but by all means, dude, shit, it could have been a hell of a lot better. An hour and a half time waster? Sure, but, I mean, if Mike Tyson isn't chewing on anybody's ear, I really don't give a shit. It's time to fight to the death in Duel. DVD for $29.96. Oh, baby. Karen Gillan and Aaron Paul. Choose wisely. Oh, damn right. Oh, man. 2 Karen Gillians? I'm in heaven. But one of us gotta die? Shit. Damn it, man. Oh, dude, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and man, you want to know what? This was a really pleasant surprise. I wanted to watch it basically because of Karen Gillan, but moreover, I just like the idea behind the movie. basically, Karen Gillan plays Sarah, and she has a very mundane life, boring life, kind of a loserish life, dare I say. Her boyfriend doesn't really respect her or really even like her all that much anymore. Mother barely even talks to her and recognizes her, and she's really invisible to the world for the most part. And she finds out that she has this disease that is guaranteeing that she is going to die. And we're slightly in the future where basically clones are a thing. And if you have this incurable disease or you're about to die, you can clone yourself. And your clone can live on where you've died, and they will get to know you and who you are and meet your family and your friends and basically take over your life after death. And so Karen Gillan makes a clone, right? She's about to die. Hey, why not? Seems kind of right, I suppose. Even though it's a little creepy, but sure, why the hell not? And the clone doesn't really want to do the stuff that she does. She kind of invades her life a little bit and basically takes it over before the real Sarah is even ready to give it up. And then, to add to all of that, Sarah goes into the doctor's office and the doctor says, well, actually, you're not gonna die. Wait a minute, I thought it was incurable. I thought, I had like a 90-some chance to die. Yeah, but there is that little percentage, and, well, we're baffled by it too. So, not only did she make her clone thinking she was going to die, but now she's not going to die, and her clone is still around taking over her life and her relationship with her mother and her boyfriend, and she's left with nothing. She wants to terminate the clone, but the clone doesn't want to die, and there's a stipulation and clause in the contract. And now they said, well, because there's two of you in the world, we can't have two of you in the world, so you're going to have to fight to the death a year from now, and the one who wins, kills the other, is the official real Sarah. And now it's a fight to the death. Duel style. Oh, man, I gotta tell you, I really dug this movie, man. I thought it was fucking amazing. First of all, Karen Gillan is a goddamn rock star, okay? She is awesome here, playing dual roles. Playing two different Sarahs and two different slightly separate personalities. And I like the way Karen Gillan plays it, man. I mean, she does a really great job with the emotionality and the physicality and separating the two in the slightest ways possible, but you can really tell the differences. And I loved it. And I loved Aaron Paul in here as well, man. Basically playing the trainer that's basically preparing the real Sarah for combat a year from now. And I love how he's almost like the Mr. Miyagi of prepping you for death. He's so like emotionless but yet really hardcore, man. I really loved him in this movie so much, man. Small role, but man, I thought he killed it. I really did. I love the idea of a clone taking over your life and the idea that you are not who you really think you are, and the personalities are different, and even though you look exactly the same, you're not really. And the idea of, are you really living your best life? Is this person who is taking over your life the better you? Do you still have a chance to be the better person? And what does it mean to be yourself? I love those ideas behind this movie, man. I think it works brilliantly, perfectly. I love the training sequences, and I love the idea of this mundane woman who finally realizes that she wants to live, and how she's really kept herself in this black hole for such a long time and finally getting out of it after realizing that, yes, it may be a boring, mundane life. Yeah, it might not be the best life that anybody can live, but it's her life, and she wants to keep it. And I love that, fighting for who you are. And, even if you have to stare yourself in the face in order to face that, I just love the messaging of that. I think it's done fantastically. I really do. I love the moments of hilarity of this clone taking over her life, and how this chick is just shoving herself into every situation. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have sex with your boyfriend. Oh, I'm having a relationship with your mother now, and I don't worry about it. I mean, you're still here, I guess. Oh man, and just this humdrum woman finally becoming a badass and realizing that life is worth it because of a clone wanting to actually take over her own life. I just, dude, I love it, man. I mean, I love cloning type of movies, man. Things like Multiplicity, which I really love. Those type of movies, man, I really love because the duality of personalities and how one person can have a different personality versus the other. There's something about that that's really unique and quirky and interesting. How you can look like the exact same person, but yet slightly askew. I really love that, man. I think it's fucking brilliant, and I think this movie does a great job with it. It goes to some really dark places, some disturbing places, but yet some really great, hilarious, fun, very entertaining moments as well, man. And Karen Gillan is a fucking rock star in this goddamn thing. She is fucking awesome in this goddamn movie, dude. It is great. It's an hour and a half. It speeds by. You will really be entertained. You'll really care about the characters, and I don't know who you'll exactly be rooting for. I won't really tell you how it all goes at the end of the day, but what I will tell you is that it's one hell of a ride, and it's very unpredictable, and you won't see it coming, baby. You won't indeed. I love the shit out of this movie, man. This is a really great one, and if you love Karen Gillan, if you love cloning movies with an interesting twist, this is definitely worth diving into. So fucking good, man. So goddamn worth it. I was a little bit nervous because I was like, yeah, how is this movie gonna be? It might be a little bit cheapo, but honestly, I think they pulled it off brilliantly, man. Seamlessly. And I love what they did with the cloning stuff. It works, dude. Fucking hit it out of the park, man. Phenomenal, man. Had no idea it was gonna be this fucking good. And it really surprised me, man. Damn, it really did, dude. Not bad for the love this week. Not bad at all, man. Pretty goddamn solid, dare I say. Oh, indeed it is. Not much, but just enough to keep me going, that's for sure. Let's head out. Well. 2 weeks in a row that Walmart has the new release love, man. Okay. I can't say streak, but good signs? Eh? Hey, I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying, man? Not bad indeed. It's not the most plentiful physical media week of all time. I mean, I'll be freely admitting that one. I mean, we've had more impressive weeks for physical media love, that's for damn sure. But the fact that they have new release goodness, that definitely is a good sign for the many stores ahead, dare I say. It really is. I mean, they had the big release, they had a little bit of indie love as well. I'll definitely take it. That's for damn sure, man. I absolutely will. Not half bad indeed, baby. Sometimes a store occasionally surprises me. Look, this Walmart, man. I don't predict this place to save my fucking life. Not anymore, man. So some weeks we'll get plenty of love, and other weeks not so much. It's just the name of the game when it comes to this goddamn place. But you want to know what? Hey, sometimes they surprise me, and this week happens to be yet another one of them. I'll take what I can get. I know that you will as well, but we've seen enough of the Walmart goodness here, at least some stuff here, some stuff there. Not bad overall. Not too shabby, but how about more physical media love ahead? Let's hope. How about we go to the next place and find out? All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I gotta talk to you guys about something. And yes, we're back on the streaming war train yet again. And particularly with Netflix. Because, look, I can't stay away, man. I seriously can't. But this is a very interesting article because could it spell the end for Netflix? Depending how you look at it. Let's dive into this one where Netflix may be acquired by Microsoft. You don't say. Let's give it a read, shall we? An analyst believes Netflix could be trying to cozy up to Microsoft for a future acquisition. Netflix has been facing some financial trouble, or at least as much trouble as a major corporation can have in relative terms over the last several months after the company announced that it had lost subscribers for the first time since 2011, and a lot of them at that. Netflix also confirmed that it expects to lose millions of additional subscribers in the coming months, something that caused concern for investors after Netflix routinely dominated the stock market for years. With that said, Netflix may be looking to Microsoft to throw it some kind of life preserver. Of course it does. Earlier this week, it was announced that Microsoft would be supporting Netflix's new ad-supported subscription model with technology and an ad marketplace. This will allow Netflix to offer a subscription at a lower cost and ideally boost subscribers in general. Needham senior analyst Laura Martin spoke with Yahoo about the deal and suggested there could be larger ambitions here, namely the ability for Netflix to position itself for a friendly relationship with Microsoft and eventually open the door to an actual acquisition. Martin went on to state that no other company that Netflix could have partnered with would be able to complete the $100 billion acquisition, that's with a B, necessary for the company for either financial or regulatory reasons, but Microsoft actually could. It could be that Netflix is looking for an exit, said Martin. Netflix is trying to get closer to Microsoft in hopes that after Microsoft digests its Activision acquisition, it turns and buys Netflix next. Well, it hopes. Of course, this is not a rumor, it's speculation. There is no firm rumors that Netflix is actually looking to be acquired in any kind of way, but it does pose interesting ideas. Firstly, Microsoft gains an in-house film division allowing for adaptations of its various video game IPs like The Elder Scrolls, Gears of War, and soon to be Call of Duty thanks to the Activision deal. Secondly, it also allows possible other avenue for Xbox's game streaming and Game Pass model by introducing it to Netflix's game division. Oh, Netflix is definitely looking at different avenues, and Microsoft may be looking to steal the deal. Oh, they indeed might, man. So what does it all mean at the end of the day? Well, it means that basically one of these days, the name Netflix will become the name Microsoft. Maybe. But I've always told you guys to always follow the money. It's always about the money at the end of the day. It's not about the creativity or the art of it or some grand director, producer, vision. It's not about that. It's about the money. And at the end of the day, let's be real, Netflix has lost a lot of money. They truly have. And they are trying to regain confidence in the marketplace. They are trying to regain confidence within their investors. And doing a new ad-based subscription service is not a bad idea. I mean, look, I don't like ads sometimes, but technically at the end of the day, it's not a lot of ads. And you could get away with, a few ads here, a few ads there, pay a little less money on your Netflix subscription, and I don't think you'd mind all that much, honestly. Paying a lower cost and seeing a few more ads, give and take, maybe. They're hoping that they regain a lot of subscribers that they ended up losing with a lower tier cost, and again, I think that is a really good idea. But with Microsoft ends up supporting that and putting their ads on Netflix, that means a lot more than you might think, guys. Technically, that means that Microsoft now is really putting a lot of money and effort into Netflix, and Netflix is willing to let them do that because, well, if we're losing money, it's not like we're gaining all of that money back. We still might be losing. We're putting so much money into the production costs and paying the actors and the directors and the writers and the producers and everybody involved, still maintaining the Netflix service, that we need cash flow coming in. And we're spending way more than we're making, and eventually that is going to catch up to them. We all know it does. So they need to seal the deal at some point to maybe bring somebody on board that has the cachet in order to maybe save you. And Microsoft is where that comes in. Look, I will say this, man. I don't think it's actually a bad idea that Microsoft is doing this, because I think Microsoft is smart here. Look, Sony has their own film division. They have adapted a lot of their video game properties into Sony movies and have honestly done quite successful with it. Microsoft sees that, and they see the potential of box office earnings and more money potential with TV shows and movie franchises. And Netflix has the in-house operations for it. It's all established right there. If you were to buy it, you'd have it at your fingertips. That's a huge gain for you. So even that alone, from Microsoft's standpoint, actually is pretty smart, all things considered. What does it mean for the content that's already on Netflix? That would mean that Microsoft owns it. Where does that go? I don't exactly know. You know, Netflix has a lot of contracts with a lot of different studios to acquire stuff. If Microsoft comes in, how does those contracts work out? It's all money based at the end of the day. I don't know if everything will completely change, but there's a potential for it to change. And I think that's the scariest thing out of it all, guys, is that the fear of the unknown. With a major corporation like Microsoft coming in, who knows whether the prices will raise even more? Who knows what type of content we're even going to get? You know, I love Netflix. Mostly I do. And I think Netflix has done a pretty good job navigating the movie and TV realm in the streaming world. They haven't always been successful at it, but they've done their best from time to time. To give it up to a corporation like Microsoft, I don't know. I just feel, I mean, not that Netflix isn't a corporation. They are. They've proven to be a corporation. Some of their shady stuff that they've done from time to time. But giving it to Microsoft, Microsoft sees the potential, and Netflix sees the potential to being saved. But what does that mean for the consumers at the end of the day? What does that mean for you? Does that mean that you're going to get screwed over for more content? Are they going to squeeze you for more money? Once a corporation takes over another entity, it's not always a good thing. Sometimes it ends up being a bad thing. Then again, other times it's a good thing. I don't know where this is going to land at the end of the day. It's not even real. It's rumors, it's speculation. But the fact that it's out there does say that there is a possibility of it. I don't know where that leaves the consumers at the end of the day, but I know that when it happens, 9 times out of 10, it's never exactly the best results. I don't know what you guys think about it. There's potential on both sides, but there's also a lot of fear and worry too. So streaming wars are unpredictable, and this is yet another moment where, well, the gamble is all on you guys. What do you think about it, though? Definitely let me know. But in the meantime, well, there is hopefully more physical media love. Let's hope. How about we go in? Check it out. All right, everybody, we are in at Target, and yet again, the new release love is on display. We can always trust Target, baby. Oh, indeed we can. Let's dive in, shall we? With a little bit of burger goodness. You know you want it. In the Bob's Burgers movie, the Blu-ray digital for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99. Oh yes, all that animated burger hilarity, yeah. In one nice, neat little package for all of the lovers of the Bob's Burgers universe. Oh, indeed it is, man. Now, when I think of series that have movies, I often ask myself, is the movie worth it, or does it just feel like a overextension of the TV series? And sometimes it comes down to that, where you kind of feel like, was it really needed at the end of the day? I mean, it's good to have it, you had the bigger budget, but honestly, you could have made this into a 2 or 3 part TV episode and nobody would have been the wiser. I'm just being honest, man, especially when it comes to the animated ones as well. I mean, some of them, it seems logical why you do it, right? Like the Simpsons movie. I get it, right? The Simpsons are so fucking popular that eventually at some point they were going to make a Simpsons movie. It was just inevitable. But even that movie, I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and we like that Simpsons movie. I mean, it is really fun, and Simpsons are just great anyways. But we look at that film and we're like, well, all things considered, it just feels like a overextension of an episode. Why did it have to be a movie exactly? I mean, it's good, but what's the point? I mean, there's also things like, obviously, SpongeBob, right? I mean, SpongeBob is so incredibly popular that, of course, a movie only made sense. And that appeals to so many brands of people, right? It's not just the hardcore fans, which, trust me, there is many, but also you're appealing to adults, you're appealing to kids. it's got humor for everybody involved. And so that seems like an easy swing to take because you know it's going to be successful. And that's the same with The Simpsons. That's the same concept and it's the same idea, and it honestly works. And there's other ones that I feel actually did it a bit better than those two did. Like South Park. I'm serious. I think South Park did it brilliantly, man. I mean, you can, yes, look at that movie and say, well, it is just a bigger, more massive version of an episode. And yes, fair enough, you're not entirely wrong on that. But I actually kind of think that what those guys did with the South Park movie, bigger, longer, uncut, they made it more offensive, they made it more raunchier, they made it more crazier, more ridiculous. I mean, that is a movie that really benefited from being on the big screen. It took their ideas and their sensibilities from the TV show and really just exploded it even bigger on the big screen, and I thought they really took advantage of it in a big bad way. That's a great one. I love that one, man. And you know what? I'll also really say the other one that really comes to mind is Beavis and Butthead Do America. That's a great movie, man, because I was a lover of Beavis and Butthead way back in the day, man. I used to watch it late night on MTV, and yeah, they'd have a few skits here and there, and then they react to like a music video and make fun of it and shit. It was all well and good, but when Mike Judge got to make the movie, man, he really just made a meal out of that film, dude. I mean, really expanding on Beavis and Butthead's journey and all of the characters and going way more crazy and hilarious and insane jokes and just a lot more offensive material that he was able to really expand on even more, and it was fucking glorious, dude. It was really great, man. So that's a movie, just like with the South Park one, that really expanded on making, yes, a longer episode, but really going out of your way to make it even more crazier and insane than it already was, and it works brilliantly. I mean, I can see why all those animated movies happen, because those series are so popular that it was money in the bank. I mean, you had to realize that it was easily cash in the company's pockets. You knew that they were aping off of the fame. That's the reason why they made those, which, okay, I get it, but I mean, the Bob's Burgers movie, is this show really that popular to warrant the movie? I mean, the reason why I say that is because, like I said, I watched some of the episodes. They're good, and the movie is decent, but again, there wasn't much that really separated it from the show itself. I mean, there is some musical sequences, so they did try to go a little bit more bigger and more extravagant and do some musical numbers that sort of made it worth doing a big theatrical film, but I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm surprised we actually haven't gotten like a Family Guy or a Futurama movie. I mean, maybe Bob's Burgers is bigger than Futurama, so maybe that's the case, but Family Guy is a huge property, man. Just like American Dad and a lot of that other stuff. You would think that that would have easily gotten a movie over Bob's Burgers, but maybe Seth MacFarlane didn't want to do it. Maybe that's the only way that I could honestly see it, but you know, there's certain movies that are justified making a big theatrical experience out of it, and then there's other movies that kind of feel like, yeah, it was good, I'm glad to see it, a longer version of it with these characters and make a meal out of it, but did it really need it at the end of the day? That's kind of where I'm at with Bob's Burgers. Again, I'm an outsider, okay? I'm somebody that's not a fanboy. I've only seen a few things here and a few things there, so I'm not like the diehard that other people are that are really gonna dive into this and really love it. And the ones who are the diehards, God bless their heart and soul, man. I hope they love this movie, because it is a love letter to the fans at the end of the day, just like any animated movie is. Whether we're talking about South Park or The Simpsons or Beavis and Butthead, they are basically made for the fans. Yes, you want the widest audience possible, but they're made for a big theatrical experience and for the fans to really love them, and it's an appreciation of them. So I hope the appreciation is definitely there for the fan base, that they really appreciate the effort. Maybe not for me, but I really love the fact that the creators and people went out of their way to really make an experience for the people who really love it. And that's something that I really do have to cherish about a movie like this. I wish that there were certain things that I was watching back in the day, animated wise, that would have gotten a great movie, a big experience, like Daria. Yeah, I don't think Daria was ever fit for the big screen, but that would have been really cool. Or remember that animated show that was voiced by John Lovitz, The Critic? Yes. Oh my God, would I have loved to have seen a big animated movie for that? But then again, that was like, very minimal fan base, me included. But that would have been really cool to have seen that, man. That would have been bonkers. But, not every animated franchise and series is lucky to get it, and the ones that do, you definitely gotta cherish them. And I kind of feel like the Bob's Burgers fans will definitely cherish it. It's not for the average moviegoer, but for the diehards, it's something that is definitely going to be appreciated for many years to come. Good Burger, welcome to Good Burger. Can I take your order? Oh my God. Oh, the 25th anniversary limited edition Steely for Good Burger for $14.99. Oh my God. 25 years of Good Burger? Shit, I am one old motherfucker. Oh my God. I remember when this thing came out in movie theaters, man. I was there. Damn. Holy shit. Man, some of you who watch the channel, man, aren't even 25 yet. Shit, if you only knew. If you only knew indeed. Oh my God, man. Oh, such good memories with Good Burger. Holy cow. This is a blast from the past, man. Oh, damn, dude, I absolutely really love this movie, man. It is absolute nuttiness and hilarity, and I love every second of it, man. I mean, you gotta remember, back in the day, I was a big fan of all that. I always really loved the quirkiness and the characters on the show. It was basically a lighter version of Saturday Night Live, pretty much, and I was able to get down with it, and I really enjoyed it. But one of my favorite sketches was the Good Burger stuff, because I don't know, just this weird dude that's working at this burger joint, and all the hilarity that he gets into trying to serve people their orders. I don't know. I just found it instantly funny as hell, man. And them making it into a movie, it sounds kind of ridiculous to take a skit and a premise and turn it into this big budget Nickelodeon film, but think about it like this, man. They were doing that shit with some of the Saturday Night Live sketches, like Wayne's World and whatnot, right? I mean, Wayne's World seemed ridiculous to turn a skit like that into an actual movie, but they really pulled it off. Then again, not every skit deserved their own movie, ladies man, anybody? But, some work better than others, they ain't gonna lie, dude. But I just love this. I mean, they basically took the small idea of the sketch and really ballooned it into this outright hilarious and outrageous adventure that is so fucking fun, man. And you could tell they had a ball making this movie. Seriously, man. They had a blast knowing that they got a bigger budget and more resources to basically make something just as wacky as what the skit is on all that. And they're just living it up, man. I mean, what a ridiculous premise. Basically, like, this evil corporation, Mondo Burger, literally comes in and they're taking all the business, and they have this secret sauce, and they have to go undercover to find out what shady things they're doing with the sauce and shit, and save the business of Good Burger. Like, my God, man, it's so just absolutely insane and ridiculous and over the top that you just can't help but love it, man. And they really are living it up with this movie. They really are, man. And I had a ball every single second. All the hilariousness, all the bizarreness, all of the weirdo shit that is in this movie. For some reason, it's just a bigger enhancement to what the actual TV episodes are. And you just got to appreciate that, man. When you have the chance to do that shit, you either go all out or you don't do nothing, man. You go big or you go home. And they did a phenomenal job with this, man. They really honestly did. And to think the same guy, right? The same guy that directed Good Burger, if I were to tell you that he also directed Norbit, yeah, I'm serious, man. That same dude that did something so great like this did something so terrible like that, man. Night and fucking day, man. But I don't know, this movie to me is just gonna stand the test of time. I don't care how old I get. I don't care if I'm in my fucking 70s or 80s. This shit is still funny as hell to me, man. And for me, people like Kel Mitchell and Kenan Thompson, I don't care what else they do, man. This is what they're going to be remembered for, no doubt. I mean, Kel Mitchell has done a few things, but Kenan actually, he's been on Saturday Night Live. He's actually gotten really big, honestly, as a comedic star on the rise. But it doesn't matter what they do, man. It all comes back to Good Burger for me because it's just that damn good, dude. It really honestly is. I have a ball with this movie, and if you have never checked out Good Burger, if you like really out there, bizarre, hilarious comedies, I can't say it's for everybody. You know, you had to be there, folks. But for me, this movie is absolutely aces. It's the tits. And as far as I'm concerned, man, if there was an actual Good Burger, dude, I would eat there every fucking day, because if I got to interact with employees like this, man, that would be fucking phenomenal. Well, what do we have here? Yellow Jackets, Season 1, the DVD for $19.99. I am very curious about this. I'm liking the cover, very ominous. What the hell is in the back of them? What the hell is that? Some sort of mythical creature? The fuck is that, man? Yo, whoa, this looks kind of interesting, actually. And I think I may have heard about this show. I mean, the name sounds familiar, Yellow Jackets. I've heard people talk about it, but I didn't exactly know what they were talking about. I just heard Yellow Jackets, and I'm like, okay. All right. So now seeing it, I'm kind of intrigued, actually. Is that Juliette Lewis? Christina Ricci? What the hell is this, man? What the hell is this thing? Whoa. A thriving high school girls soccer squad is left stranded in the northern wilderness after a plane crash and descend into savage clans where survival becomes even more important than the team. Oh, shit. Damn, man. Seriously? Yeah, that is Christina Ricci. Juliette Lewis. Oh, Melanie Linsky. Oh, shit. Psychological thriller. Whoa. Dude, this looks amazing. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It has a vibe of like Lord of the Flies or Alive or something, where they're stranded, there's no idea of escape or rescue, and the idea that they're slowly going mad and insane and turning on each other, and something crazy is happening to all of them. It sounds really intriguing as shit, man. It seems great. Oh, yeah, it's Showtime. Okay, that's why I've never actually seen it. All right. You know, that does make sense, man, because to be honest with you, there's a lot of services out there, streaming services, cable services, where, quite frankly, I really don't want to pay the money for it. I'm not going to lie, man. I haven't watched Showtime in, man, it's got to be over a decade. It seriously has to be, man. I have no interest in it. And I've got so much shit to watch anyways. And I think you guys who watch a lot of movies and TV out there, I think you get where I'm coming from. There's so much stuff that comes out, literally new stuff every single week on any given platform, that you've got a laundry list of things to watch, and it gets exhausting after a while, and adding new stuff to the list is not easy. I mean, I'm willing to do it if it's good, but it's got to be worth it, to invest my time into, you know what I'm saying? And so there's things on Showtime or Apple TV or a whole bunch of these services, Cinemax, you name it, which are good, but how many things are you actually going to subscribe to and pay for and not have the time to watch? So there's a lot of things that pass me by, to be honest with you, and Yellow Jacket seems to be one of them. But it looks cool. It looks intriguing, actually. I'm loving the vibe of the synopsis, and some of the actors in here are really great, like Christina Ricci. I'm actually so happy that she's getting more appreciation because she's such a great actress, and she's doing a lot more projects, and so glad to see her getting some more love, man. This is interesting. Sort of survival, kill or be killed, paranoia. I would kind of be interested to check this out. Is it good? Is it worth it? Is it absolute dog shit? I mean, let me know, man, but I don't know. It seems like something sort of brewing in the woods, some sort of creature behind them. Hopefully this show is really good, man. It seems like it could be really, really violent and crazy and insane. I would definitely give this thing a chance, man. You gotta let me know how this thing is, man, but I gotta admit, I'm kind of intrigued already, man. I really am. Looks interesting to me. I would definitely give it a chance if it's worth it. You guys definitely got to let me know, man. Was glad to see my girls Julia Lewis and Christina Ricci getting some more love because they absolutely deserve it. No doubt about that, man. There's a lot of TV and movies that pass me by, but I'm willing to revisit if it's well worth the journey. Yellow Jackets just might be worth it. Let me know, guys, seriously. It looks really intriguing like a motherfucker, no doubt about that. Really, really solid, man. Actually, really interesting. Yellow Jackets. Might be right down my alley. Might indeed, man, but guess we'll wait and see. But, man, interesting week for physical media love. Not a lot, obviously, but again, Target definitely brought the goods, as always. Not too shabby. Let's head out. It sure looks like Target done did it again. Oh, indeed, they did, baby. Oh, yes. Even on a slower physical media week, they can still bring the heat. Oh, absolutely they can, man. And it was nice to see a few things that we didn't see over at Walmart, which is always a very nice, pleasant surprise, not gonna lie, man. They had the big release, plus a sprinkling of a little bit of Good Burger love, and some TV show goodness that we don't always see at any store either. So hey, they didn't do half bad. Could have been a little wee bit better, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, and Target still definitely did their due diligence putting out the physical media, and you definitely do have to appreciate that. And oh, it always makes me, as you know, a very happy physical media boy, baby, and I know it does for you as well. Oh, indeed it does, man. So hey, Target did their good deed this week. They put out the physical media love, and hopefully other stores will do the same. But how about we go and check it out? All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting any titles we're showing off. If there is, I'll bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it out to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. And yeah, I postponed it a week. It's hard to resist when you have Snoop Dogg fighting vampires, but I still want to talk about this trailer because yes, going back to the well a second time might not be so bad, but a third time, you better hope that blunt works really well, Silent Bob, because if it don't, your ass is grass. Oh, man, it is with Clerks 3. Oh, third time to the well. Is it worth it? I suppose we're about to find out, man. God damn, dude. Okay, so look. I love the first Clerks movie. I think that first Clerks movie is classic. I love the black and white. I love the story with the friends and their ridiculous adventures at the Quick Stop. There's something about that just as somebody that, has worked a long time and has seen a lot of ridiculous shit, that movie really resonates. It actually resonates way more now than it did even then. But I've always loved the characters, and I've loved the misadventures and the quotes. the comedy. I think it was great. Then when Clerks 2 came out, I remember being in the movie theater with Bob, and I was so worried. Because I'm thinking to myself, that first movie is so fantastic. How are you even going to match this movie? And I walked out of that movie theater, and my first feeling was relief. I mean, seriously, it was the most instant feeling that I had was relief. I was happy, but I had relief like a motherfucker because the movie was good. And I'm like, holy shit, I actually liked what they did with the characters and, you know, working at movies and then reigniting their friendship again and how much they mean to one another and opening up the quick stop again. I'm like, oh man, like the nostalgic feels were so there, and I love the characters, and I love how they really talked about how they were getting older and the changes, and I'm like, man, like it just got to me. And I was so amazed the fact that it actually worked. Like Kevin Smith pulled that shit off, man. And I always thought that Clerks 2 was a really great bookend to the View Askew universe, right? Like the first Clerks all the way to Clerks 2 is a really great book of the universe that he established, you know, with Mallrats and Chasing Amy and Jane Silent Bob Strike Back and Dogma and all those movies, and just put in a nice little like little form there of a really great universe. And I love what he did with that, with the quirkiness and the characters, and I just loved how he handled that, man. And I thought Clerks 2 was a really great send-off to that. But it kind of felt like Kevin Smith had always kind of maybe opened the door to more. We could always do more, maybe. And I said, you know, I don't think he'll ever revisit it. You know, he ended up doing other things like Red State and Zack and Miri Make a Porno and obviously Tusk and a lot of other things. And I thought, you know, he's doing a new phase in his career. And, well, never say never, because apparently Kevin Smith doesn't either, because fuck it, man. So we're back. And a part of me is excited and a part of me is incredibly nervous, all right? Because going back to the well a third time so many years later isn't always very successful. I mean, as much as I love Godfather Part 3, and I do, I'll be honest, it ain't as good as Part 1 and 2. I mean, I'm just saying. And so, what is this going to be? On top of that, I am worried as a lover of Kevin Smith because, look, I watched the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I watched that. And you can go back and see my thoughts in one of the Out and Abouts, but if you remember, I was not high on that movie. I thought it was shit, all right? I hated the jokes. I hated the way he handled the characters and the comedy, and I hated the meta, self-referential shit, and I was like, God, man, dude, why did you have to go back and do this, man? And I think a lot of people felt that way. And Kevin Smith is not the same filmmaker that he was so many years ago. He's a different type of filmmaker. And whether that's a good or bad thing, he's not the same guy that made Clerks, and hell, he's not even the same guy that made Clerks 2. And so, looking at the trailer now, what did I ultimately think? I gotta admit to you, I actually kind of like the trailer. I love the lit song in there. I love the imagery. I love seeing the characters back again and older and yet still moronic. You know, there's something about that is just truly timeless. And I love them at the quick stop and the same old hijinks. I do appreciate that. And you know, I will admit, seeing Dante and Randall again and seeing them all these years later, there's something about it that, man, I just love. I love those characters, and I love their journey and their friendship, and it reminds me of having friendships with some of the guys that I've known for so long. And the idea that, you know, as we get older, we still talk about the same shit and we still have the same fucking conversations and quote the same goddamn movies. And I just love that, man. I really honestly do. And I really like the fact that they're focusing on Randall here, because Dante really had a great arc in Clerks 2, and even though Randall has had his moments of maturity, I think this movie really hammers it home. The idea that he is somebody who had a heart attack, and the idea that he's thinking about his life, and the fact that he's done really nothing and that he's trying to do more. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate Kevin Smith going out his way to try to grow up the characters to a certain degree. And that's something that I really love. And I like that through line that he's had with these films. I don't know about the whole making a movie about my life, and basically all they're doing is retelling the Clerks movie in Clerks 3. That's all they're really doing. And I just don't know. I'm not saying it can't work. I think it can, but the problem that I have with it is I know that you're trying to go back around, and that the idea of revisiting your life and seeing it through other people's eyes, and where you were and where you are now, and growing up, and I understand where the themes are. I just don't know if it's the best way to go about it. And I don't think that Kevin Smith has done the best as far as going meta and referencing yourself. If we have anything to go by, it's basically Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and we know how that went. It wasn't good. And so, unfortunately, I think sometimes he tries to jerk his own self off a little too much at times. And I think sometimes it's really blown up in his face, and I don't want it to happen here. And when I saw the whole, like, I'm making a movie about my life, and oh, we, quoting Star Wars, and the same scenes from Clerks just filmed with different people. And even the scene where Dante is supposed to get shot, which is basically a deleted scene from the first film that never made it into the finished cut. And that's a deep cut for fans. And so to put that in there, to reference that, like, what's really the point of that exactly? Is it just for the fan base, to jerk the fan base off, or for yourself? I don't quite understand this. Like, again, I like the idea of trying to make something of your life, and the idea that even though you're older, it doesn't mean that you still can't accomplish something. And, somebody like Randall being a huge movie lover, it stands to reason that he would make something like that, referencing his own life and his own adventures with his friends. And I like that whole nostalgia trip. I just don't know if it's going to work well. I don't know if Kevin Smith can pull it off. I like revisiting the character so many years later, revisiting your life as you get older. There's something really genuine about that. Man, Kevin Smith really pulled it off in Clerks 2. Man, he hit it out of the park. I was so surprised by that movie, relieved. But going back for a third time at the well, is it really going to be good? I mean, doing references to Jay and Silent Bob, sort of the wink, wink, nod, nod to the camera. It's not that he hasn't done it before, but again, Kevin Smith was a different filmmaker back in the day. He's not that same guy now. Can Kevin Smith recapture the magic that he had from Clerks and Clerks 2? Maybe, but I'm less confident than I was like even 10 or 20 years ago. Will it work? I guess we're just going to have to find out, but I'm crossing my fingers because I really love Clerks and I really love Clerks 2, and I just want him to get this right. If he does, man, dude, he's got the hat trick. But if he doesn't, dude, he's going to ruin characters that we loved for a long time. Let's hope he gets it right, because there's a lot riding on this. Nostalgia can be great, but it also can be a bitch if done wrong. Watch out, Kevin. You either have something really nostalgic on your hands and really amazing and something that people can really remember the good times, or something that people are going to lambaste like a motherfucker. Let's hope you're on the right side of history, sir. Let's hope you are. But look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just nervous as shit. What about you guys? Definitely let me know. Trusting Kevin Smith. Well, it's been a while. It has indeed. Let's hope he pulls it off. But what about the movie love? What about the rest of the movie love? Indie movie love? Well, what about we go into the second Walmart and see what they got? All right, everybody, we are in at the good old sucking Walmart, and it hasn't actually been half bad for the physical media love this week. Not a crazy bonanza, all-out physical media release week overall, not really, but still, the stores are supplying the love. So that we've seen a lot of good love at two of the stores. But what about the second Walmart goodness? Come on, what about the indie weirdness and the bizarreness? We've got to have it right. Come on, we've got to. You want to know what? We damn right do. Oh, yes, baby, because the physical media love, the indie oddities are back yet again, and you know what that means. Oh, yes, we are going back to Film Fan 108 HURU South. Yes, you, to show what the physical media love. Come on. It's time to get down to business.
Well, speaking of business, how about we get down to it?
Oh my God. What have you become?
What are you talking about? I'm Tina from Bob's Burgers. Come on. You like it.
Yeah. Sure.
I knew you would. In fact, I saved my sexy time dance just for you.
Sexy time dance? You don't have to do that for me. Really, you don't.
Oh no. I insist.
Oh, brother.
Sexy time all the way, baby. Let's do this.
Oh God, no, just stop, please. It's good enough. It's really good, I swear. Just stop, come on.
Aww. You sure? Well, alright then. I guess it was too hot to handle.
Oh, you're so right. It's too hot. Oh, too hot for me to handle. Yeah, absolutely. You got that one right.
Well, when can we expect to schedule a private session?
Wow. When should we schedule the personal session? You know, I'm thinking next to never? Sounds good to me.
Naughty boy. Playing hard to get, I see.
Oh, I am. Don't you know it? You know what? While you wait for our personal one-on-one session that I know you can't wait for, how about you show off the physical media love? Because, you know, I mean, yes, you're too hot for me to handle, but try handling the physical media, because two hot things at once, ooh, that's gonna be one hell of a scorcher.
If I can handle you, I can handle the physical media any day of the week. And trust me, you're not getting out of our personal secret session. He thinks he is. So wrong. He can't resist. Sexy time. Oh, he can't indeed. But until that day, I suppose I'm gonna have to show off the physical media goodness to satisfy my sexy time urges. One of these days. But hey, if there's anything to satisfy the urge, I suppose it's physical media goodness. I mean, this week hasn't been half bad, all things considered, and especially with the Bob's Burgers love. What about the weirdness and the oddities? The all-time ridiculousness? Well, if anybody can dig it, it's definitely good old Tina.
Oh, we know you like it. The Walmart weirdness, baby. Ah, yes. Can't be beat. Well, sometimes. Sometimes it can be beat. And this might be one of them. Oh, it might indeed. Let's dive in, shall we? Let's do the deepest dive of all time when we talk about exes. Ah, they haunt your living dreams sometimes. Literally. Literally, indeed. She won't let go of you. Sure looks like it. Oh, sure looks like it indeed. What is this about?
A young couple was plagued by a series of inexplicable events after their recent engagement. They soon realized that someone from his past has come back to settle an old score and refuses to let them have their happily ever after. I'm with her. I hate happily ever afters. And this couple, they sure shit ain't getting one. Oh, you're damn right they aren't, man. Oh, baby. Oh, man. You know, I love this fucking cover, man. Jesus, this is great, dude. Look at that. Come on, that's cool. If you were just seeing that on a store shelf, you'd be like, dude, I've got to pick that up, man. That is a great goddamn cover. That doesn't necessarily mean the movie's good, because boy, oh boy, have we seen some movies that, hey, covers look great, but they turn into real dogs. You know what I'm saying? They truly have, man. This may or may not be one of them, but I like the idea of the ex haunting you, the ex wanting to ruin your life, come after you, because quite honestly, exes can be very toxic. They can be very terrible at times, and honestly, if they ain't happy, neither are you gonna be. That's just the damn truth, man. But there is some really great movies that deal with some psychotic exes, both in the real life and the afterlife. Yes, indeed. Movies like The Brood. Oh, yes. God damn, man. The Brood is so fucking great. You have to remember that technically she is an ex in this movie, and she is one psychotic bitch. She really honestly is, man. Out of her goddamn mind. But that makes it so much better. That really does. Oh, it's too goddamn good, man. I love that. Of course, I gotta talk about Possession. Oh, man. Guys, if you have not seen Possession, I mean, it is weird as shit. Sometimes doesn't even make a lick of fucking sense, but damn, is it entertaining as hell. And the performances are so dynamic, so amazing. This chick is literally going out of her fucking mind. It is wild, but I love that film so much, man. Possession is so goddamn great. Love that flick so much. I mean, there's other ones that are really great out there, like Play Misty for Me. Oh, so good, man. Play Misty for Me is great. Of course, Fear with Wahlberg, Swim Fan. Hell, you could even say Fatal Attraction, even though technically they weren't really dating. Hell, she thought it was. And honestly, the rabbit got the bad end of the stick. It really did, man. But another one that I really love, dealing with the afterlife and how exes can be a pain even when they're dead. And that is none other than one of a favorite of mine, vastly underrated in my honest opinion, and that is none other than What Lies Beneath. Yes, Harrison Ford, Michelle motherfucking Pfeiffer. So good, man. I really love this movie. I think this is really absolutely fantastic, and I love the idea of secrets coming to the surface, haunting you, the idea that your past is coming back to ruin your life. So amazing, so fantastic, great twists and turns, creepy atmosphere, some really great scares. What Lies Beneath is a really solid film, man. I watched it in the movie theater with my mother. I did, and it was so great then, and it's really great now. Great Robert Zemeckis film. Highly undervalued and underappreciated, but so goddamn good, man. Love the hell out of that flick. So there is some really good ones in my collection, and of course, there is a hell of a lot more that are really great in a hell of a lot of other people's collections as well, man. It's just really great to see evil exes coming at people, man. There's something that's oddly satisfying about it, I'd say. Maybe. I'm just glad I'm not the one getting attacked by my exes. Trust me, I've had some crazy exes in my life. I'm glad it's not a real life situation for me. I'll keep it in the movies, folks. I really will, man. But can the ex stand up to the rest? Well, maybe, kinda, sorta. To be honest with you, it has an interesting idea behind it. But I don't know if the execution is going to be that great. That's really the ultimate problem that I have with this thing. I mean, it looks cool, man. I mean, look at that with the fire and her right there in the shadow. Like, that's fucking cool, man. I mean, this movie might just be at least worth a watch just to see if they pull it off, right? Because that would be really cool. But I'm going to be honest, man. There's some really great ones out there. I showed a few, and there's a hell of a lot more. It's got a lot to stack up to. It really does, man. But it could be a good little horror thriller yarn at the end of the day. Let's hope with a cover like that. It better damn well be, man. With a cover like that, you better deliver. And hopefully it does. Or honestly, I really do hope the X gets their ass. Because, something about those happy endings. Only Disney princess movies should deserve them. And you guys, well, you ain't no Disney couple. It's time to get back into Ip Man, the Awakening. Yeah, no more Ip Man in your life. That's never a bad thing, baby. Oh, it never is indeed, man. Ah, yes. Damn, dude. I just can't get enough of Ip Man. Even when it isn't good, I still want it. I really do indeed, man. I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime because, well, it's Ip Man. Duh. I mean, seriously. I've watched a lot of the Ip Man properties, the Ip Man movies, and I've enjoyed what I've seen. Not every Ip Man movie is created equal, to be honest with you. There's some that aren't really all that great, others which wildly exceed my expectations, and so it's kind of inconsistent. But I figured, hey, look, there's a new Ip Man movie, gotta check this shit out, so why not have a go at it, man? Now, basically, this is about the younger days of Ip Man. Basically, almost the beginnings, I would say. The idea that this guy befriends this other person who's getting bullied and has to defend his territory against sex trafficking, human trafficking, kidnapping, and starting a turf war with these ruthless, evil people that are trying to take over Hong Kong, and all the complications and the kung fu that goes with it, baby. Oh, indeed it does, man. Look, when going into this movie, I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, some of the Ip Man movies were okay, some were just flat out terrible. And so I'm like, what is this gonna be, man? Seriously. And it's not a bad movie, actually. I mean, in all honesty, dollars to donuts, it really isn't all that bad. It's average. But is average for Ip Man good enough, necessarily? I mean, that's really honest to God truth. Some of the fight scenes are okay, you just don't get enough of them. Yeah, some of the characters are cool, but you don't get to really know them enough. The bad guy is menacing in this sort of strange Dr. Evil-ish sort of way. I'm not even kidding you, man. It was odd shit, dude. At the beginning of the movie, he's literally in a chair, he's stroking his kitty cat, and he's literally talking about, like, you didn't give me a strong breed of piglets. I'm not paying for this lack of quality. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my god, man. I guess I gotta establish it fast because ain't no lie, man. This movie is less than 80 minutes long. Dude, it's just a little over an hour. I'm dead serious, man. You have no time for anything. It just breezes by so fast. Like I said, 1 minute this happens, the next minute that, and it just goes like a freight train because they've got no time to establish it, no time to know any of the characters. Everything is very surface level, and we're just going and running, and that's it, man. And I think that's the unfortunate part about this movie is the fact that it doesn't get a chance to breathe. I would have liked an extra, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I would have been fine with that, man. To know the characters more, to get more character development, to really get more time with the bad guy and set up the whole idea better of the human trafficking and the sex trafficking and the political agendas within Hong Kong. They kind of touch a little bit on it, but not enough. And it kind of felt shortchanged. The whole movie felt shortchanged. And it's a weird vibe of a movie because it comes across more like, God, it's so weird to say it, but it comes across more like Leave It to Beaver than Ip Man. I'm dead serious, dude. It comes off as like, doo 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 doo, I'm Ip Man, and I help the community, and oh, I'm quirky and funny. And suddenly it's like there's some weird action. He's like, I'm fighting for the people. And then it goes back to, I'm Ip Man, I'm funny, I'm witty, I'm quirky. And it's like, what is going on here, man? It's a weird vibe of a movie. Like, it doesn't really 100% take itself seriously, but then again, at moments it kind of does. Like, it's very serious subject matter. Like, human trafficking, sex trafficking, you're like thinking, this is heavy shit, man. It should be taken with a little bit more grittier feel to it than just like this happy-go-lucky Ip Man story that, oh, by the way, just so happens to have females getting kidnapped for sexual purposes. I'm like, what the hell? It's so odd, man. And like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's average, but I think it was just more of a conundrum than anything else. And I was kind of like, boy, man, this is an odd Ip Man story. Fine, but it didn't exactly light my fire. But then again, not many Ip Man movies really do. I mean, like I said, I am a big fan of Ip Man overall. The character is really fascinating, incredibly interesting. I love some of the stories that have been told. And like I said, for me, there have been certain movies that have been really phenomenal. Like, for instance, Ip Man The Final Fight is not bad. I tend to enjoy this one. It's pretty decent with Anthony Wong. I like it well enough, man. Some pretty good action sequences here, story. I do like it. Not a bad Ip Man movie, all things considered, but the best Ip Man of all time, hands down, no doubt about it, is the Ip Man quadrilogy. Yes, Donnie motherfucking Yen, man. I own the box set, baby. Yes, the complete collection of Ip Man. Look at this beast. Ip Man 1, Ip Man 2, Ip Man 3, Ip Man 4. Man, these are great fucking movies, dude. I love Donnie Yen. He is the ultimate Ip Man. He will never be surpassed in my eyes. He is that damn good as the character. I love all four of the movies. He's had some epic fights in this series. Hell, he's even fought Mike Tyson, motherfucker. Okay, he seriously has, man. And kept both ears. So, hey, he's that damn good, folks. He really is, man. He is fantastic as a character. The action is dynamic. Dude, if you've never seen these Ip Man movies, especially with my man Donnie Yen, you gots to check them out, man. They're that damn good, man. They truly, honestly are really absolutely solid. But then again, not every Ip Man movie is really great. There was one with Michelle Yeoh not too long back that was just okay, and there's been a few just below average ones. Ip Man is a property that will be made constantly over and over again because it's popular overseas, it sells, and so you're just going to make them ad nauseum. But I think you have to do better with how you tell the story. You gotta make a really great martial arts action movie. You gotta understand that we are in a really great time for action movies nowadays. You have the John Wick franchise, and you have a lot of really great stuff. The new Bond stuff, Bourne, and you name it. And so you really need to do something dynamic and amazing to really keep your audience interested. And this has it from time to time, but it doesn't really completely deliver, which is a shame. I appreciate the effort, but I just wish it was better, man. I mean, when you're stacking them up to other Ip Man movies, it just doesn't take the cake, man. Especially when you're going up against the Donnie Yen films, which are so fucking amazing, man. It's just a weird vibe of a film, man. I mean, you don't get to develop anything long enough because the movie's not long enough to do it. You have these weird tonal shifts of a movie where sometimes it's a little bit serious, but other times it's frankly kind of goofy and out there. I don't know, man. I'm all for Ip Man. I'm all for more Ip Man movies. But you gotta do it right in order to keep me interested, man. This is a great character with so much fucking potential. But if you keep making sort of average mundane movies like this, the character eventually gets watered down and no one gives a shit, man. If you make dynamic movies, people will want to go see that shit over and over again, man. Bond proves it. You do a franchise long enough and keep the quality up pretty well, Yes, there will always be a turd every now and again, but that happens with every franchise. But if you keep making really solid movies or the attempt to try to, people tend to forgive you. But if you make too many turds, well, then they ain't coming back. Ip Man is a caution tale where, yes, you've had some home runs, but you've also had a few misses. You gotta treat the character with respect. You gotta treat these stories with a certain amount of seriousness and a level of high octane action. If you do that, this could be the next best franchise that could go on for decades. But if you fail, then you have brought shame to the Ip Man, and that is something I will not, and I mean will not, tolerate. Some houses are just born evil, but if Stephen Lang is living in them, I can kind of see why. In mid-century. Murder by design. Oh, you don't say, baby. Oh, indeed. Glass walls can hide many secrets, and you better hope that they reveal themselves before they bury your ass. Oh, yeah. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I did it because of the cast. I mean, I love Stephen Lang. I mean, for the most part, I really do dig him. Shane West has his moments of being decent sometimes, and Bruce Dern, class act. So I'm like, okay, there's a good cast here. It seems like this could be kind of an interesting home invasion ghost story, maybe, possibly. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. Basically, these two young couple, her and him, they are basically renting this vacation home, this mid-century modern home that was designed by this architect Frederick Banner, right? Played by Stephen Lang. Yes, that creepy motherfucker right there. Yeah. And so he is dead, long dead at this point, but he has a very sketchy history. Kind of the history that you wouldn't want to have. Basically, the idea that he ended up kidnapping women, killing their husbands, forcing them to have children, then eventually killing them, burying them. Boy, dark, deep secrets that are going on with this dude, man. And basically, what's going on now with that particular mid-century home is that it is being haunted by Stephen Lang himself, Banner. He's come back from the grave. Well, kinda, sorta. At the same time, the victims are ghostly entities that are trying to help people like Shane West and Sarah Hay try to uncover the mysteries and stop Banner for good. At the same time, there's this other killer that's going around murdering people that might be connected to Banner. There's also a cult of Satanists. My God, man, I'm surprised there isn't the kitchen sink in this bitch. Good Lord, man. There's a lot of shit in this movie, man. There is a hell of a lot. And quite honestly, some of it kind of works and some of it kind of doesn't. It's a mishmash of ideas that doesn't really come together. It's an interesting idea. The idea that this ghostly entity of a killer is stalking you and wanting to revive himself, and in order to do that he needs willing hosts in order to do it, and a body count in order to make him resurrected again. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea, but it's not really executed in the right way, and it kind of falls a little bit flat here and there. I mean, some of the kills are kind of surprising and cool, man. I like the idea of this killer going around and really just, whether it's strangulation or drowning or you using a blunt object, there's some really cool little surprising kills in there that you don't see coming, and some twists and turns that I thought, oh man, okay, I didn't see that shit happening. All right. So there is some moments of brilliance here where you really do like it, but man, it falls flat. It really honestly does. But it's no fault of Stephen Lang, because Stephen Lang is really good in the movie, man. I mean, he plays a creepy old fucker really well. All right. He's brilliant at it. I mean, as long as he keeps the turkey baster at home. I mean, bro, yeah, honestly, just save that shit for Thanksgiving, please. All right. As long as he's not using that, I'm cool, man. He's really effective in this. I actually think Shane West is really likable and sort of the everyman. I tend to dig him in this movie. Crazy because most of the time I'm really not a fan of Shane West, but he's actually really good here. But honestly, those are the really two great things in this movie are them. Everything else is sort of a mishmash of certain ideas that are sort of half baked, right? The idea of the ghostly entities are cool, but there's no real sort of understanding of why it's actually happening. The idea that Stephen Lang needs to be resurrected in a host body by this cult of Satanists that happens to be his offspring is just left out of nowhere. It comes in the third act, literally pops up. You're like, oh, those people that I thought were just regular people are actually his kids. But they're setting up the females in order to be killed, but yet be an embodiment of a future bride for their father, which needs to be resurrected through one of them. And it's in the third act, and I'm like, man, they ain't explaining shit with this. Like, there's no explaining this away, man. This just comes out of fucking nowhere, out of the fucking blue, man. I'm like, what is this? Satanist now? Jeez, what's next? God damn, man. I mean, there are moments that are very surprising here. And I understand what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for the idea of female empowerment and how females are seen as weak and not as strong as their male counterparts, and the idea that they're easily manipulated, and the idea that women can fight back. There is that certain messaging in the movie, but it gets drowned out by a lot of other shit here, and it's just a hodgepodge of certain ideas where when one actually gets kind of interesting, they move on to the next thing and just add on top of the pile, man. And that really fucking sucks. And on top of that, why the fuck is Bruce Dern here, man? I mean, seriously, Bruce Dern comes in for a couple of scenes where he's spouting some philosophical bullshit, and then he's just out. And I'm like, what was that? What just happened? It reminds me of like Bela Lugosi in an Ed Wood movie. It's like, pull the strings, pull the strings. And I'm like, damn, dude, Bela Lugosi is a hell of a lot entertaining in schlocky Ed Wood movies than Bruce Dern is in this supposedly really creepy and atmospheric horror thriller. I mean, damn, man, I'll see Bela Lugosi doing cheesy ass lines in an Ed Wood flick any day over this bullshit, man. God damn, man. It's just a little bit good, and then there's a lot of moments where there's a lot of missed opportunities. And it just really sucks, man, because these type of ghostly entity movies are actually really good, man. These sort of haunting type of flicks where something is trying to kill you, and at the same time there's these other ghostly entities that are trying to uncover the mysteries and help out the victims. There's some really great ones out there, and it really actually reminds me of one that I really dig. Maybe not everybody digs, but one that I absolutely appreciate and I really love for what it's worth. And that is none other than The Haunting. Yes, not the old school Haunting, the black and white one, the one from 1999 with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Lily Taylor and Liam Neeson. Yeah, that one that most people don't really like. Yeah, that one. You know what, man? I remember seeing this in the movie theater. Dude, I saw it in the movie theater with my mom, alright? I really did, dude. And it was fine for what it was. I remember being really disappointed with it at the time. And over the years, I've watched it, and it's actually kind of gotten better every single time I've watched it. Yeah, it's a little too CGI heavy. Yeah, it's a little too heavy handed. Some of the kills are not that impressive. Yeah, why is Liam Neeson here exactly? I mean, yeah, it ain't that impressive of a flick, to be honest with you. But it's not terrible either. And I kind of like the idea of Lily Taylor and the idea of her destiny and taking care of this ancient evil once and for all and helping out the children who got haunted by him. I like that idea, and honestly, it ain't that bad of a movie. It ain't that great, but it ain't garbage either, alright? It is what it is, man. But it's alright. I do tend to dig it, actually. It's pretty solid overall. At least I think so, man. I mean, that's really good. And also, I'm going to champion another one that I really love. And that is one from a man, Fulci, baby. And that is Voices from Beyond. This is a really great, underrated Fulci flick. Really love this film, man. And basically, it's about this guy, rich dude, that ends up dying. And it's a mystery because potentially he got killed, but they don't know who exactly killed him. And he ends up, through these ghostly means, trying to help his daughter find the killer. And it's really great. It's really creepy, has really great atmosphere, a really great story. Really love this flick, man. Solid, underappreciated Fulci. Really phenomenal, man. So there is some really good ones out there that are really great ghostly entity type of movies, and a hell of a lot more too, man. And Mid-Century had the potential to be one of them that could be really, really solid. But unfortunately, you end up having this huge dog pile of half-baked ideas, and I wish they would have just picked one or two to go with and just stick with that, because it's like, okay, ghostly entities, Satanists, killers on the loose, this woman who's going to be the bride to the newly resurrected Banner, and she's gonna get impregnated with his baby, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Jason Goes to Hell? Like, what? Like, it goes in all these different directions, and none of them are really ever satisfying, which really fucking sucks, dude. It had the potential to be really good, but it just comes off more half-baked, and that's a really goddamn shame. Incredibly disappointing. Could have been a hell of a lot better, and honestly, it's a little too long, and it sort of runs out of steam way before the end. Unfortunately, that happens a hell of a lot more than we'd like to admit it does, and Mid-Century had potential, it really did, but it dropped the ball in oh so many ways. Of course it does. Man, if I had $1 for every time these straight to DVD and Blu-ray movies disappoint me, dude, I'd be a fucking millionaire at this point. I could retire from YouTube. Alright, I seriously could, man. Mid-Century is yet another one among the dog pile, and truly is, man. But that's the Walmart weirdness for you. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it's a dud. But then again, it's always fascinating and interesting in its own unique way. Indeed it is. Of course.
Some women just never know how to let go. I know the feeling. Never. Never. I mean, never do any of these motherfuckers listen. You never fuck with the Ip Man. Even Tina knows that. And when you're renting a vacation home, make sure there isn't any deadly spirits or deranged killers attached to the place. Shouldn't that be in the listing? Oh, it definitely should. Because the Walmart weirdness tends to teach us a lot of weird lessons, and this week is no exception. Oh, that's for damn sure. Oh, indeed. Oh, well, it was something, alright. Oh, it was. And it definitely piqued my sexy time interest. Oh, indeed it did. Oh, baby. Oh, man. You gotta love the Walmart weirdness. Good, bad, Walmart ugly. It always, gets me excited in all the wrong ways. Indeed it does. But I hope you enjoyed all the ridiculous and the weirdness. It definitely piqued my fancy. But I suppose there's more physical media love to come. Let's hope. Because if it's anything like sexy time, I'll be a very happy camper.
All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and hey, look, we've seen a decent amount of appreciation this week, But if you don't go into a little bit of a bookstore to get some physical media appreciation, well, you can't really call yourself a movie lover, can you? Bookstore movie lover. Well, they go hand in hand more than you really think, especially when it comes to our next place. Oh, it definitely does. When we go to none other than good old Barnes and Nobles, baby. Yes, back yet again for more movie love. I can't wait, and I know you can't either. What do we have in store this week? Hopefully some new release goodies and maybe some Criterion love. But we go in, check it out. All right, everybody, we are back in at good old B&N towards the new release love. And I see nothing new at all. Seriously. I mean, like I said before many times in the video, it's not a really big physical media release week for the new goodies, but no Bob's Burgers? Wow, Barnes & Noble's officially hates Bob's Burgers. I don't think they do. They just don't have it. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's in another section? Maybe? Oh, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. They do have the Bob's Burgers movie. It's just in this random DVD Blu-ray section. They didn't think we'd notice, but we did, damn it. The Blu-ray digital for $36. Man, just go to Walmart or Target or Best Buy or whatever, man. You'll be getting a hell of a lot cheaper than this shit, even with a discount, damn it. Wow. Oh, man. You know, all things considered, I gotta be honest and say that I didn't really mind the movie, all things, and I probably would watch it again. I probably would. But as I said, this movie is really for the fan base. It's not for the casual viewer. But I wonder, how do you tread the line, right? How do you make something that is for the casual moviegoer, but yet also serviceable for the fan base? Do you make it more for the fan base? Do you lean more into that? Or do you end up leaning more into the casual moviegoer because you want to service this for the biggest possible, widest audience? And be damned whether the fan base is actually really gonna like this or not, because you're trying to bring in new people to the franchise, right? Or are you just making this as a big theatrical experience for the fans that have stuck with you for all these years? That's a hard line to balance, and I don't know if this movie really did that exactly. I think this movie is more for the fan base than it ever is for the casual moviegoer. That's not to say that you're not going to get people that watch this movie that are really going to love it and then watch the Bob Burgers series, but I do think it's few and far between. You know, I don't mind servicing the fan base because I think at the end of the day, your fans are ultimately important to you. They're the ones that brought you to the dance, so to speak, right? They're the ones that got you the success and got you to this point of making a movie. So you have to, in some ways, thank them by making this a big homage to their love of Bob's Burgers. But to what extent and to what cost? I don't know, man. Like I said, I did like the movie, but even I was like, as just a casual person who comes into Bob's Burgers, I don't know if it's truly effective. Doesn't mean that it's bad, it just means that they're servicing their own fan base, and, you know, at the end of the day, I can't disrespect that. I gotta respect them doing that because, you know, sometimes you really have to go out of your way for your fan base because they go out of their way for you. Just saying, man. I mean, you do get some good special features here. You get, well, a bunch of featurettes, audio commentary, deleted scenes. I mean, you get a bunch of stuff, so it ain't half bad, actually, for the money you're paying for it. Look, if you are a fan of Bob's Burgers, if you love this series, then this movie is for you. Casual people probably are going to take a back seat, but at the end of the day, that's not a bad thing. Cherish movies like this if you're a lover of this series, because they don't come around very often, and you should be thankful that this series was big enough to get it. Not everyone is, and fans like you deserve to be treated in the best way possible if you love this type of material. And this, you definitely were. Ooh, they even have a little DC Legends of Tomorrow appreciation. The 7th and final season Wow, man. Good to see this out and about, man. Really nice. A roaring rewind. Hopefully, an appreciation of the Legends of Tomorrow world and the weirdness that it definitely inhabited. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never saw a single episode of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. It's not that it wasn't my thing necessarily. I just never really got into the CW superhero love like everybody else did. I had people like John and Bob. They're like, "Oh my God, the Flash and Arrow and and Supergirl," and they were into it. I never really was. It just wasn't really my jam. I love comic book superhero stuff, as you guys know, but the DC stuff, especially on CW, never really lighted my fire. I mean, I'm slowly starting to get into stuff now. I'm watching more Supergirl and Flash, and not gonna lie, I do really want to get into this. I am a huge Superman fan, and I've heard nothing but good things about this, so that is something I definitely want to dive into. But it's not always something I want to see. But I gotta tell you something. Throughout the years, I have seen some people really praising DC's Legends of Tomorrow, man, for the quirkiness and the oddities of the storylines and the characters and just some of the ridiculous, bizarro, out there stuff that they did. But I think that's what really separated them from the pack, right? When everybody was doing your standard superhero stuff, they were doing something offbeat and outside of the norm. And I think that's something that I think a lot of fans really appreciated and loved. Can't say it always worked, especially from the fan base, but you gave them effort for trying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you definitely did. Unfortunately, this being the final season, from what I've read, because I saw a lot of stuff on YouTube, I read some fan posts and everything, that they don't really go out of their way to make this the final season, and the reason why they don't is because they didn't know it was the final season. I mean, true story, basically, they found out that they were canceled after, I think, they shot the episode, the final episode of season 7 here. I mean, that's when they finally found out. So they never really was able to give it as much of a proper ending as maybe they wanted it to, which really sucks, man. I hate when that happens, dude. I mean, when you basically cut the legs out of a series before they even know that they can properly end it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from what I hear, though, people do really feel that the ending is really fitting. If it is supposed to be the ending, if that is it, we don't get anything else, then, hey, there is a little bit of satisfaction to it, but they wish there was a little bit more. I'm sure the actors and the writers wish it was too, ain't gonna lie, man. But it is what it is. I will say this, I've heard a lot of mix about this season. There's a lot of people who really did dig it, but there are a certain number of people that really felt like it didn't really satisfy as much as previous seasons. A lot of people do say that it is better than the 6th season, which they felt wasn't very strong, but they kind of still felt like it's kind of spinning its wheels, and some storylines are not really as satisfying. It is a shame, ultimately. I mean, I give them a lot of credit for going weird and quirky and offbeat, and there's something about series like this or movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, Umbrella Academy, stuff like that I think is really fun and really interesting and out of the ordinary. And there's something about that I personally appreciate, even if you don't always get it right, even if you kind of fail and fall flat on your face. At least you tried to do something that was a little different and not the same old that you usually get. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna ever really go and watch this series. I mean, maybe I'll go and watch a few episodes here, a few episodes there, because it kind of intrigues me to just check it out. But as far as diving completely into it, I don't know. I mean, is it worth it? Because with a lot of the CW shows, and it's the same with Arrow or The Flash, Supergirl, you name it, then there are certain seasons that are really great. And then there's other seasons that kind of feel like, not the greatest. It could have been a hell of a lot better. And so it is a little bit of a mixed bag. But as long as there was more better than there was not, then maybe it's worth it at the end of the day. I mean, look,
I will say this, even though it's the end, and even though that, you're never going to get more DC Legends of Tomorrow, and that is sad for a lot of you fans out there, cherish what you got. Because shows like this rarely come around. We do a lot of standard superhero stuff nowadays. Even though we're in the golden age of superhero comic book movies and shows out there, a lot of stuff out there is still very standard. They're not willing to take risks or chances, and there is something about this where you do got to appreciate that they did go for the fences. Maybe sometimes they got a ground ball, but at least they tried, man. I'm gonna miss DC's Legends of Tomorrow and all the quirkiness that I've heard from time to time. I am gonna miss it because, trust me, there is something about that seemed really kind of cool and something that I really just appreciated checking out, man, and just hearing about all the oddities that this show does, man. Like I said, it's something I might have to go and check out from time to time again, but man, I think the journey, especially for something like this, is definitely worth it. What do you guys think?
And come on, who doesn't love a little Criterion 50% love back again? Because this week also had a couple of Criterion loves coming out this week. We've got Devil in the blue dress, blue dress, blue dress, devil with the blue dress on, devil with the blue dress, blue dress, blue dress, devil with the blue dress on. Good golly, Miss Molly. Okay, I could keep on going, but you get the idea. Devil in a blue dress, Denzel, man, wow. This got the Criterion love. Look at that. That is fucking awesome, man. Wow. Man, I haven't seen this thing in, man, it's been fucking forever since I've seen this movie. Holy shit, man. Damn, good 20 years, something like that, man. This is actually one where it's kind of underappreciated in Denzel Washington's filmography. I mean, you know of it, but you don't really, it's not as loved as something like a Training Day, something like that, man. I mean, he's done a lot of really great movies, and this is one of them. I think it's time for a reappreciation, a reevaluation, dare I say, of Devil in a Blue Dress. It really is, man. I mean, basically, he ends up playing this guy that ends up getting hired to find this missing woman, and all the complications sexually and politically. It's such a thrilling ride of trust and mistrust and deception and racism, and it is a really great little post-war film noir film that I really enjoy, man. It is phenomenal. Like I said, Denzel Washington fucking kills it in this movie. He's absolutely amazing. Jennifer Beals, awesome in this film as well. She doesn't get nearly enough love as she really deserves, especially for a film like this, man. It's really well done, really well told. The story's really intriguing. The characters are very relatable, and you feel the danger and the high stakes. Really, really solid film, man. If you have never seen Devil in a Blue Dress, please do it, because it really is just that damn good. And lest we forget a little bit of award season love with Drive My Car. Oh yes, man. Now, as I've talked about before with Criterion, a lot of times, especially with a lot of what their releases are, they do a lot of older releases, right? Older films from the 90s and the 80s, 70s, 60s, so on and so forth. Every so often, they put out a newer release that I think really does qualify for the Criterion symbol, and Drive My Car is definitely one of them. I got a chance to see this on Amazon Prime, and man, this is a very complicated movie. It really is. About this guy and this play that he's doing, Uncle Vanya, and how he has a certain relationship with his car, and the dilemmas with his life and his family and his friends, and the relationships that he's had and he's lost and he's gained. And there is so much going on here, dramatically, emotionally, sexually. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on, psychologically as well. I mean, there is a lot of shit added on to each other on this, and it's just one layer after another, man, and it is incredibly dramatic, really well told. The characters are very well drawn. It's a really good movie, man. I really do enjoy this film. The problem is it's over 3 hours long, and I'm not gonna lie, you feel it. I mean, as much as I like the movie, I'm gonna be real, not everybody is gonna be down for this film. It is a little slow going, it takes its time, it's not like it speeds up, it's 3 fucking hours, man, okay? They're definitely willing to just take their time telling this story as long as it takes, and sometimes you feel that shit. I mean, you really do, man. As much as it's well told and well directed and well acted, after about over 3 hours, man, you're sitting there like, dude, man, I'm glad I had a chance to pause this and take a bathroom break, get something to eat, because the movie kind of wears on you a little bit. It really does. It's exhausting with all of the drama that's going on in this flick, man. Again, really well told. I could see why it was getting nominations and getting awards. I can totally see it because it absolutely deserves it, but I'm gonna be real, it's not for everybody, and a lot of you guys are probably gonna tune out big time because there's just not a lot of excitement to the movie. Well told, and the characters are really worth diving into, but again, you're feeling that shit. You really honestly are, man. Know that going into it. Know going into it that it is over 3 hours and there's a lot to dive into here and a lot of introspective stuff that really goes on. It makes you really think about the situations and the characters, and hell, even think about your own life for that matter, man. My God, man, you really reflect on a lot of shit with this film. But again, damn, does it take its time, man. Again, if you're not used to these type of movies, it might not be for you, man. Just saying. I think it's worth a watch. It absolutely is. I don't even know if I'm going to revisit it for a long time. Like, maybe in like 10, 15, 20 years, I might watch it again, but it's not a movie that even I'm going to go back to every single time. Like, it's not a thing that I would go and whip out every single year. It's good, but it has a very specific audience. Not everyone is going to dig it, but at least, and I do truly believe this, everyone should at least watch it one time because it is just that damn good. Just saying, man. Really solid if you got the time. Just saying, it really is, man. Nice little Drive My Car love, and they definitely have a hell of a lot of that, and The Devil in a Blue Dress, baby. Very unique and interesting releases coming out from good old Criterion with the 50% off still happening, baby. Not half bad, not half bad indeed. So a little bit here, a little bit there. Some good releases this week over at good old Barnes & Noble, right? Yeah. Let's head out. Not so bad at Barnes & Noble, right? Not too shabby, baby. I mean, we got some of the new release love. We've got Criterion new release goodness. And come on, who can really resist that? Especially at 50% off. That's pretty damn sweet, dare I say. Pretty damn sweet indeed, man. They didn't have everything, but then again, hey, sometimes the store will have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but to be honest with you, hey, they still have the goods, and they definitely delivered what they had. And come on, Barnes & Noble, they're pretty good regardless. Yeah, they may not have all the new release love all the time, but what they got is definitely worth it. And I always cherish it, and I know you guys do as well. Oh, absolutely we do. Oh, no doubt indeed, man. So, some good new release love here, some good new release love at pretty much all the stores this week. Not half bad. Man, I wish it was all like that always, every single week. That'd be pretty damn good. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, and I take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know you definitely do. So it was good to have a little bit of Barnes & Noble's love this week, as with most of the stores. But how about we go home and finish the video? All right, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And let me tell you something. It wasn't really all that bad. I mean, not as plentiful as some of the other weeks previously, but you want to know what, man? We saw some pretty good stuff through most of the stores, and so honestly, I can't really complain. I mean, can you? Look, physical media sometimes,
depending on where we go, has its moments where it's really plentiful and moments where we're searching a wee bit more than we would like. And you want to know what? I've learned to accept that. Look, physical media, let's be real, is not exactly what it was 5 years ago, hell, 10 years ago, 15, 20, keep on going back, because the further you go back, the better it was. And now, well, we're just not there anymore like we used to. That doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's a struggle to find it a little bit more than usual. But honestly, I still really love going on the hunt. I still really love finding the titles and talking about them. And for me, even a little bit definitely goes a long way. And we definitely got a little more than a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Some good stuff out there for the kids, for animation lovers of Bob's Burgers, and a little bit more to dive into. It was pretty good, all things considered, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found something good worth buying, perhaps. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I did pick up some pretty good deals this week. Oh, indeed I did. Yeah, maybe not as plentiful as last week, but it comes pretty damn close. Not gonna lie, man. Oh, let's dive into what I got with the first thing I picked up, actually. And this, surprisingly, I found over at the second Walmart. I wasn't actually thinking I was going to actually find the Blu-ray copy of it. But it just goes to show you that you never know where you're going to find something until you go looking. And this one is definitely worthy of the collection. And that is none other than Duel, baby. Yes! Ah. You know what? Sometimes your double can be a real pain in the ass. Oh, literally, and sometimes you gotta fight to the death to see which one of you will truly survive. Oh, man, do ya? Choose wisely. Oh, indeed. But honestly, I will admit, 2 Karen Gillians is definitely better than 1. It really is, man. Look, as I said, this movie really surprised me. I was not expecting how good this movie turned out to be. It's got twists, it's got turns to it, and I love the ending. And like I said, I'm not going to give away the ending exactly, but it's almost like you as the audience really get to choose what you think really happened. And sometimes I don't like that. It depends on how they play it. Here, I really liked it. I thought it was really clever and interesting, and putting your own spin on it and your own imagination. I really love this movie, man. I think it's really dramatic, some really good comedic moments, and Karen Gillian, man, Karen Gillian kills it. And I want to say something about her for a second. I have really started to love her as an actress more and more everything I've seen her in, whether it's episodes of Doctor Who, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Jumanji movies, this, and so much more. She has been really phenomenal in everything she's done, and she deserves to be so much more of a bigger actress than what she is. And it's a goddamn shame. I sort of look at certain actresses out there, big time actresses, very popular, and I'm like, they don't really deserve it. Some don't, let's be real. And other ones that are a little more underrated, undervalued, deserve it a little bit more. And I truly do feel that Karen Gillian is one of those women, man. I really do. She's awesome. And it's roles like this that really show her range as an actress and her ability to play multiple roles of even the same person. I mean, it's really phenomenal, and she goes out of her way to really make this movie as great as it really is. This movie does not deserve to be half as good as it is, and man, did it really surprise me. I loved it. Thought it was absolutely phenomenal and well worth anyone's time to dive into. So damn good. And I had to have it in the collection, man. There is no doubt about that. I definitely want a little bit of dual love. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, baby. I definitely did. But when I was over at Target, well, this I couldn't resist. Oh, man, I really couldn't. I mean, could you? Seriously? Because I love a good burger, especially when it's a good burger. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, dude.
I'm so happy that there's a steelbook of this. God damn, do I love it. This is a movie that I love and I've continued to love, and I don't care what anyone thinks. Whether you're like, well, geez, aren't you too old for that movie, man? Who gives a shit? All right. This is such a really phenomenal, entertaining movie that I enjoyed when I was younger, and I've still enjoyed it over the years, and it's one that'll stick with me forever. It really honestly will, man. And I already bought the Blu-ray edition, so I didn't technically need the steelbook, but, you know, look, there are certain titles out there, you guys know this, right, that even though you already have another edition of it, you kind of want the next edition, right? You're just such a fan of it that you're like, fuck it, man, I'll just buy the next thing, dude. It was a good price, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I don't do that always, but for Good Burger, you bet your ass I'm doing it, man. I really am. I mean, this is a great looking Steely. This really is. Even on the back, so cool. And on the inside, I love the inside, man. The inside is awesome. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool. And even on the inside with the disc, look at this. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. How can I take your order? Oh, so good. Oh, so fantastic, man. God damn it, man. I love this movie unabashedly. I don't care. It's just so goddamn entertaining, ridiculous, and over the top. Bizarre at times, but I can't help it. It has a certain amount of charm to it that I just really dig, man. I love this. And now having it in steelbook form, even sweeter. Even sweeter indeed, dude. God, if you've never experienced Good Burger, what are you doing with your life? Definitely check it out. Maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe you had to be a certain age when it came on to enjoy it. But for me, I was that right age, and it stuck with me all these years, and I'm damn glad to say I will always love it. I really will, man. The Steely love too. Not half bad, baby. Not half bad indeed. But then I ordered a couple of titles, right? I ordered on BestBuy.com because clearly my Best Buy is not open yet, not even close. And on top of that, well, the next available Best Buy in my area is literally 50 miles away. 50 miles! I'm not even lying, man. 50 freaking miles away. That shit is crazy, okay? And the way the gas prices are, like, going 50 miles out of my way to even check out a Best Buy, it's not easy, man. I have the urge to want to go, but then I'm, like, looking at my gas tank. I'm like, maybe not this week. So yeah, but I can't wait for Best Buy to open back up. But I wanted to put in an order on BestBuy.com, and these came in the mail recently, and oh man, am I so glad that they came, and they came in very tasty, pristine condition, and damn glad for it. The first I got, actually, this one I have definitely wanted for a while. A little bit of steelbook love, more to add to the collection, and this one, it's been a long time since I've owned it. Glad to have it back in, and that is The Green Mile, baby. Oh, the steely love. Look at this. Very nice, man. Look at that. Sweet, sweet. Now, I am slowly but surely catching back up on my steelbooks. There was a time where there was a lot of steelbooks that I wanted. There still is, to be fair. And I'm slowly buying them whenever I get a chance. I get a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. Okay, I'm ordering this here, I'm ordering that when I get the chance. And The Green Mile was one that I sort of held back on for a while because, well, there was other things to order, and you just keep waiting weeks and weeks, and weeks turn into months, and you're like, oh, yeah, that steelbook that I wanted, the Green Mile. I'm like, I better get on that shit. So I'm glad that they still had some in stock. It came in really great condition, and I love this movie, man. It is one of the best Stephen King adaptations of all time. I love Tom Hanks here. Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace.
this is one of his signature roles. He is absolutely phenomenal. He makes this movie. If it wasn't for Michael Clarke Duncan, I don't know how good this movie really would be. He brought a lot of heart and soul and intensity to this role that I don't know if many people would have given to it the way he did, and he kills it, man. He is absolutely fantastic in this role. Everybody is. I just love the magical mysticism and the idea of life and death. It's really phenomenal, and I love what they did with this, and the Steelbook is phenomenal. 4K love, more to add to the collection, and Steelbook love at that. Not every Stephen King adaptation is worth it, not gonna lie, but The Green Mile is definitely one of them. I used to have the DVD a long time ago. I got rid of it. Certain ones that I was like, well, do I really need this in the collection? And then the more I thought about it, God, I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. But now I'm kind of glad I did, because I get the Steelbook love now, and that's not a bad thing. Not at all, man. So finally able to get the Green Mile Steely. So damn good, man. Damn glad for it. So I picked up that Steelbook love, and I figured, well, while I'm ordering that, I might as well order another, right? I mean, you can't order just one. So I decided to get another one that has been on the bucket list that I had to get, and finally it came to me. Again, pristine condition, baby, and damn glad for it, because ever so often I need to have a little bit more Jean-Claude Van Damme love in the collection. And when he teams up with Dolph Lundgren, even sweeter, baby, in Universal Soldier. Yes. Oh, baby, look at this, man. This is great. I remember when this got announced that they were doing a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, and everybody looked at the design and they're like, what? This looks terrible. And I was like, it doesn't look that bad. It looks okay. And now that I have it in the mail and I got to see it in person up close, man, I really love it. Like, I don't know why people were shitting on it. It looks pretty good to me, man. And I dig it, actually. I think it's actually really freaking cool, man. But I really do love this movie. And actually, it was either Rocky IV or this film, the first time I really saw Dolph Lundgren, and I was intimidated by the dude, and I also fell in love with him as an actor, man, and just the intensity and just this, like, really great, like, just presence on screen that he had. And, man, I've just, been a fan ever since, dude. I've really loved him in this role. Jean-Claude Van Damme is really great here as well. I love the sci-fi premise, and a lot of people actually forget that Roland Emmerich directed this movie. When you think of Roland Emmerich, you think of Independence Day or The Day After Tomorrow, 2012, movies like that, and they're all right. I do love those movies, don't get me wrong, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Universal Soldier. I really do, man. I mean, the action's a little bit cheesy, so is the acting at times, but I dig the over-the-top sci-fi premise, and I think they pulled it off really well. I mean, mind you, there has been many Universal Soldier movies, man. I can't even count how many there has been. Dude, there's been a lot of them, and honestly, I've watched like a few more, but after a while, even I kind of stopped, because I'm like, you know what, they're just watered-down versions, they're not very good, straight to DVD crap, and nothing really compares to the original, all things considered. It's still really good to me, I still really enjoy it, and I needed to get it in the collection. Actually, to get it back in the collection, because I used to have the DVD, and I got rid of it, man. I had done years and years ago, I did a huge like DVD purge and got rid of so many DVDs, and a lot of them I was glad I got rid of, and other ones I had just gotten rid of them just to get rid of them because it was just overflowing. And it was movies like this or The Green Mile that I was like, shit, man, I shouldn't have got rid of them. And yet now they're back in the collection, and I'm really happy that they are, man. Not that I'm gonna be buying any other Universal Soldier movies, one is good enough for me, but I still want it in the collection, because who doesn't love more Jean-Claude Van Damme love in your own collection? I mean, come on, man. Can't say he's good in everything, but it's pretty damn sweet here. Oh, it is. Look at that. So you get the Slippy love, and then, oh yeah,
Look at that. That is cool, dude. That is really great. Awesome. On the back, pretty neat. And look, even here, he's got the ears. He's got the ears, man. The necklace. That's great. That's some great detail, dude. That's awesome. Oh, so good, dude. So great. I love this steelbook. I think it's really well done, man. A lot of people complain about it, but you know what? Sometimes you just can't satisfy people. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But this is pretty sweet to me. It's been on the list for a while. I've been wanting it. I've been passing up on it. And I'm like, you know what? Best Buy has a tendency after a while that they just stop making them or they completely sell out, and I just did not want to miss out on this. So I finally got it. Thank the Lord. Who doesn't love a little bit of Universal Soldiers love in the collection? Not bad indeed, man. Not too shabby at all. Pretty goddamn solid, dare I say. Oh, some really nice pickups. But, however, that is not all, man, because there is more. There is a couple of packages that came my way. Oh, indeed. Like a little bit of Amazon Prime goodness. Ah, yes. This one, actually, I am really excited for. I have not revisited this film in a long-ass time. It's a Western with some comedic elements to it that, to me, I've always loved. You know, for me, at times, there's been certain movies that I've gravitated to Western-wise. Yes, the dramatic ones, but also things like Blazing Saddles, which is amazing, and even this one, which kind of goes underrated and undervalued and underappreciated. Maybe not as good as Blazing Saddles, but still just as goddamn entertaining, man. Seriously. And the fact that Warner Archive put it out. I mean, I never thought that it would see, like, a certain amount of boutique label love, but the fact that it did really warms my heart, man. Oh, so happy that it did, dude. This one I'm definitely cherishing in the collection. That's for damn sure, because I never thought this would see the light of day. Patience pays off. That's for damn sure, man. Pretty damn solid on that, no doubt. However, this, well, I've already opened it, but this release is rather tasty, man. Sword, sorcery, fantasy from the UK. Yes, I picked up through Zavi. Man, when they announced this and the pre-order came up, I had to get it, dude. I haven't watched this film in forever, but for me, it always holds a special place in my heart. Those old school sword epics, fantasies, for some reason, I always love them. I don't know, the cheesiness of it and the ridiculousness, it just kind of warms my heart as a kid, and even these years later, I still really love that shit, man. And this is one that, man, I knew I had to pre-order immediately. So long, but so worth it. Oh, so indeed. But you guys, you will not get to find out exactly what I get until my eventual pickup video for the month of July. Man, this month is flying, and the physical media love is definitely coming in a big, bad way, dude. New release love, exclusives, nostalgia, boutique label goodness, and so much more. Dude, it's gonna be pretty goddamn sweet when eventually I show it off, but no, you'll just have to wait, guys. That's for damn sure. But let me tell you something, dude. I mean, I was definitely doing my due diligence in a big, bad way. Whether it was package love that was coming in the mail, or, oh yes, a little bit of store and online goodness. Dude, you know, I say I'm, buying less for physical media, but honestly, yeah, I don't know if that's entirely true. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about something with you guys. This is very intriguing indeed, but something that I've kind of warned you guys about before. Wow, I'm actually right about something? Holy shit. From Games Radar Plus, PlayStation is removing a major film studio's movies from owners' libraries next month. You don't say. Let's dive in, shall we? PlayStation is removing Studio Canal movies from customers' libraries.
Earlier today, on July 7th, Flat Panels HD reported that PlayStation's German and Austrian websites were updated with new notices. The news revealed to customers that on August 31st, all their purchased Studio Canal movies would be completely removed from their libraries. As of August 31st, 2022, due to our evolving licensing agreements with content providers, you will no longer be able to view your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and it will be removed from your video library. This means if you purchase movies like John Wick, Apocalypse Now, Django, Saw, and The Hunger Games, you'll lose access to your purchases at the end of August. You've just got over 1 month to make the most of your previous purchases before they're gone forever. Oh, man, that's a bummer. You might recall that back in March 2021, Sony revealed it would be removing the option to purchase and rent movies via the PlayStation Store come August that year. At the time, Sony reassured customers that they would still have access to any movies they'd previously purchased. Today's news marks the first time Sony has walked back that pledge to let users continue accessing movies that they paid for. Studio Canal publishes a wide swath of movies around the world. It is, in fact, owner of the third largest film library in the world, and Flat Panels HD actually has an excellent list of affected movies that would be vanishing out of customers' libraries, including the likes of Paddington, Sicario, and many, many more. Wow! You purchased them through the PlayStation device, and now you won't be able to have them anymore. Wow. Man. Makes you wish you had the physical media copies, don't it? Bet it does. Oh, indeed. Oh, man. Oh, I just get a wee bit of pleasure out of it. I do. Okay, I don't think it's a good thing at all, right? Because the people who purchase these movies digitally, they did them because they really wanted them in that way. And now a lot of those people are just now shit out of luck. That's it. No more, no how, no way, not a zippo zilch. You ain't getting jack squat, okay? And yet at the same time, what have I been telling you guys for so many years now? I kind of feel like a broken record at this point, but I suppose, yeah, I'm a broken record that's actually right, so what the fuck, man? I mean, the fact that you buying them digitally does not mean that you own them. And I've said this God knows how many times ad nauseum. And people still to this day, I'm not saying you guys don't, I'm saying the general audience does not understand this. They think that if they purchase it through Amazon Prime or PlayStation or various other ways to access digital movies, buying them, they don't understand the fact that, wait a minute, I purchased it, so I own it. No. You only own it as far as you are either subscribed to that digital platform and or that digital platform decides that, oh, wait a minute, well, we have licensing agreements that expire and we're not willing to pay the money to re-up them, so I guess everything that you purchase from us, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, because it ain't lasting forever. And that's the sad reality that we're in, guys. I mean, digital is such a huge thing, right? Digital is such a huge, monumental thing that everybody loves. And at the same time, I don't think people really 100% thought this through, right? I don't think they really thought it 100% through. They're like, digital is great. I don't have to have all of these movies taking up space and collecting dust. And at the same time, I can still have the movie that I love. Yes, you can, but you don't own it. You don't have a rightful copy that can't be taken away from you. You don't have that. You have something in the cloud or the air, the stream that you have for that moment in time, but that doesn't last forever. And a lot of people, I've seen so many articles about, well, I bought this through Amazon Prime or I bought this through this service and now I can't watch it anymore, but I don't understand why, because I paid my hard-earned money. And it's like, unfortunately, nobody reads the fine print, and you want to, I suppose, trust a company, right? If Sony tells you, hey, we're never going to get rid of the stuff that you digitally purchased, you're fine, you're safe. How many times have you trusted a company and they have literally shit the bed and screwed you over? It's happened to me quite a bit, man, and I guarantee that it's happened to you as well. So look, you want to think that everybody has the best intentions. You want to think that at the end of the day, that whatever they say, they're going to be held to. But no, that's not exactly the honest to God truth, guys. I mean, look, the reason why digital became such a huge popular thing as what it did was because of convenience. People wanted to have an easy fix of watching stuff, and they didn't want to get up and have to pick out a movie or a TV show in their collection and go over and hit open and the disc tray open, and then put the thing in and they close it, and they have to walk back to the couch. And oh man, guys, that takes a lot of steps, okay? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, seriously, man, this is asinine. And a lot of people, like you or me, I'm happy that I own my collection. Sony is not going to come in and literally stop me from watching certain movies. I have the disc. I'm fine, okay? And I don't have to worry about whether there is a bad internet connection or whether or not, for some odd reason, Sony or another company decides that, well, I guess we've had enough of paying this company and I guess we're just not going to pay him anymore. And so, yeah, I guess all the people that just bought the shit are screwed over anyways. Well, they'll never get rid of us. We're Sony. Why would they get rid of us? They'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, exactly. That's what these companies do. These companies want your money. Fine, sure, that works out great, but they will screw you over in a heartbeat if it means that they save a buck or two by not having to re-up a license. And it's not like they're going to pay these customers back. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, by the way, sorry you don't have the movie anymore. Here's like a $10 or $15 coupon for every movie that you ended up purchasing through us that are no longer you're going to be able to use. It's not like they're doing that shit. They don't give a fuck. I mean, seriously, man, they don't give two shits. All right? I mean, they're pretty much like, well, you did watch it for the short time you were able to. Oh, sorry, not sorry. I mean, come on, man. People have to wake up. And when I say people have to wake up, I know that that's asking a lot, because the huge amount of people out there, the vast majority, are pretty much like, I don't care. If it's digital, if it's easier for me to just click a button instead of getting my ass up off the couch or the chair and actually picking out a movie or a TV show on disc, well, then I don't want to have to do that. Exercise, what's that shit? I mean, oh, God. I see these news stories, and I just chuckle to myself, but I just shake my head, man. And I shake my head because, people gotta be smarter than this shit, dude. And I'm not saying that I want to own everything on disc, because I don't. There's a lot of things out there that I don't like, and maybe other people do, but I'm just not really worth buying every single thing on physical media that I, think I want. I mean, I used to do that, and I bought a lot of needless shit. I just want what I like. And what I like, I want to keep around. There are so many movies that I have in the collection that I know, personally, is either never coming to a streaming platform, or even if it does, even if you could get it digitally, I don't think it's going to last a long time. I have told you so many times, And Netflix is proof positive of this. That they used to have all these different movies from all these various studios, and then what happened? All of these studios started taking content back, slowly but surely. And suddenly they took it for themselves because they realized that, look, we don't need it on their platform, we need it on our own platform, and we can get more subscribers if we keep our shit in-house. And now what's going on, or now what I'm seeing more than anything else, is what I'm seeing now is that a lot of these companies are not willing to pay a fee to these other studios to license their content out for their own digital platform. Because, not gonna lie, a lot of these studios are saying, okay, if you want our content, that's fine, have at it. But by getting our content, you are going to pay us mega money to do so. And a lot of these services out there are just not willing to do it. Or if they had a previous agreement to it, re-upping it means that they got to pay a hell of a lot more money because they got to do a new contract. So then it's just paying out way more money, and these studios just don't want to do it. And who gets screwed over in the end? You guys, the customers, the consumers get screwed over in the end. This is just another example of it. And trust me, it's not going to be the last. There's going to be many other examples of this. And people either have to start waking up or have to settle with the mediocrity that they're dealing with. And it's just that simple, man. I am so glad that I own physical media still. And yes, I do think that digital platforms have a place. They absolutely 100% have a place within a movie lover's guide to enjoying the full spectrum of entertainment. There is no doubt about that in my mind. But you have to do your due diligence, and you have to end up looking either A, at the fine print, or understanding that what you're buying is not truly 100% yours. And until we're able to finally wake up and realize that shit, we're going to see more stories like this, and people are going to be like, they're just going to be like, what? I don't own it? Oh my God, man. You know, if you truly love a movie, if you truly love a TV show, if you really care about something a lot, get the physical copy. And I'm not just talking about movies, I'm talking about books and music, you name it. You know, we're living in a world now where everything is becoming digital, and at a certain point there are advantages to it, but there are also major disadvantages as well. And you have to see both sides of the argument and understand that the way to truly love something, at the end of the day, the way to truly love it is to own it. And I mean physically own it, so that you know it is yours and nobody can take it away from you. I mean, I don't know how many more times I've got to say it. I don't even know how many more times I want to say it. But the fact remains that these stories are not few and far between. They're getting more prominent. They're becoming the norm, because people just want comfort and convenience, but there is an issue with comfort and convenience. Yes, it's easy and it's simple, but it's not entirely yours. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, sometimes you have to learn the hard way in order to learn the right lessons. And apparently, we're still dealing with that. Good luck. I can't say everyone's going to wake up, but the few of us that are very happy indeed. Oh, we truly are, man. Definitely let me know what you think about that. I'm dying to know, but I think I know the answer. Indeed I do, man. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos that I do every single week. Check out the movie reviews with my friends, Blu-ray hunting, Blu-ray pickups. Oh my God, the live streams that I've done, so much older content out there and newer content that is slowly but surely coming your way soon enough. If you love how I talk about movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become a part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my wonderful subscribers out there. You guys are amazing and awesome. You watch the videos, you're patient with me uploading stuff, and I really appreciate the love and support that you give, and hopefully I showed love and support as well. Also, keep updated with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108, keep updated with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you would like to send the channel any movie-related goodness, yes, is still around, and the address is in the description below. It is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated. And a lot of you guys have come out and said, hey man, we love the channel, we love what you do, we love your hard work and effort, and we want to send something to you as a token of our appreciation. And I've gotten some amazing things that have literally blown my freaking mind away. It's been phenomenal, and you guys have killed it, and I can't wait to see where the P.O. Box Adventures take me next. So if you are interested, the P.O. Box is in the description below. I just cannot wait. You guys have sent some amazing stuff, and hopefully more to come. It'll be pretty damn sweet. But until then, I suppose the video's done. It's over with. Some really great physical media this week, and hopefully more to come next week. I will see you back for a brand new Out and About adventure. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.